wanted to start it uniquely, but I'm also like so tired. I was like, I don't want to run up to the mic and scream as loud.
So that is Jack's
ethereal form manifesting into real life.
Like think
a rare.
So that's Jack's reaction to Melia, who's on this screen right now for you guys.
Really?
In yeah.
Oh, it's Melia and the blonde man and Rex. That's who it is. Blonde Rex and not furry Nia and not pervert Tora. That's his name.
That's Tatsu's from
X.
X, right? Yeah, I was gonna.
Well, they're both insufferable characters, and they both start with a T, so it's easy.
That is fair. So we're gonna be doing. It is not just Xenoblade. It is a big discussion about JRPGs in general because we've been getting a lot of information about JRPGs over the past month.
You're gonna have JRPG Con. There's gonna be a lot of people.
And by month, I mean like. A bunch of months.
Speaking of news, did you guys see the Kingdom Hearts game?
Yeah. That counts as like a JRPG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Kingdom Hearts is a JRPG. Kingdom Hearts was a
rhythm game, but
melody.
it can. Never
of
forget.
course, it's canon. You get to play
It's so funny.
the reason Guitar Hero exists, Kingdom Hearts edition.
That's right.
Whatever.
But anyway, back to the actual discussion.
No, let's talk about it.
Oh, he was serious.
Oh yeah,
sure, why not?
We don't need to talk about this.
So, they showed actual graphics for like the newer game, and I was just like, "Why is this a part of that game? Is this a part of a different game?"
It's a new $60 rhythm.
I so hope it's a
Probably.
second $60 rhythm game.
I hope so too.
Only on the Xbox One and the PS. No, the Xbox Series X and the PS5.
I should put on the game.
I was waiting for like the next Kingdom Hearts game. I was like, we got a numbered game, so 4's not coming for an eternity. So I'm excited to see what, like, because you know when they're not numbered, that's when like he likes to like make bullshit. Is that
even when they're numbered, they're bullshit.
But then he puts in stuff like every 15 minutes you switch between Sora and Riku, and it's like and this one,
or it's a crappy 3DS game.
You're just playing Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't have any opinions on it other than I guess it's cool that Kingdom Hearts fans get something.
I don't think even Kingdom Hearts fans are happy about it, are they?
I think so.
No, they get happy. They're
rabid.
At least on Twitter, I've not seen any outrage. They're like, oh yeah, let's go.
No one hates it.
Let's go!
No, no one hates it. They're just like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what these cutscenes in that game.
Exactly.
Isn't it just a recap of shit?
I have no idea.
It's probably gonna be like recoded.
It's on the Nintendo Switch.
I saw a meme. It was we call this one how to make money off of Sora's Kingdom Hearts 1 model.
Yeah, people were thinking it was gonna be more DLC. So
instead,
please be a $60
real game.
Even the DLC was like $30 for one of them.
True, and it's like
maybe 40. I don't remember.
That good. Anyway,
so what would everybody like to talk about first? I
feel like the big two, other than the big one, should go last before the big one. I feel like we should work our way up to the big stuff.
Let's talk about Persona 4 Golden. Come on the PC. We'll start with that.
2020, Persona 4 is
Persona
getting
4,
in
right?
the
Not
news.
Persona 5, no.
Not Persona 5 Royal,
4.
that came out this year. Persona 4 Golden.
What the hell?
That came out in 2011.
I supported it.
No, I'm down with it. It's just, like, it's odd.
It's funny that that's the thing they put on, not like Persona 3 or like...
It's like, you can't tell me that porting that to Steam took up all your time. Like, you couldn't port that and 5 together. Like, there's no way. You could have done that. You chose not to.
Well, I feel like it was an internal team working on that while the other team while the main team was working on Persona 5 Royal or the Shin Megami Tensei 5 game that doesn't exist.
Royal finished like months ago.
Because like the reason it took till March to come out was it was getting translated. It came out on Halloween.
Not sure.
In 2019.
It's just I've seen from Royal totally not off topic, but whatever. Persona 5 Royal's English translation is a lot better than the original. Because the original had it was not a good translation. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. This one's much closer to an 8. Even a 9.
Okay, at least it's not Kingdom Hearts where they're just like, the heart of the doors, the heart of the key, and the heart of the energy.
I assure you,
Honestly-
it's just as bullshit in Japanese.
Yeah, honestly, I've not seen any of the Japanese dialogue, but I'm pretty sure that's not the localizer. That's Nomura.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
just Nomura.
fucking rice. Garbage
Fucking
writer.
hack.
Seriously.
But yeah, Persona 4 Golden. I mean, from what I've heard, it's a good game. I mean, that's definitely the one you play for story over gameplay.
Yeah.
Or well, no, it's 3 you play for story, 4 you play for the characters, 5 you play for gameplay.
Yeah, but like even like comparing, this is my opinion, but like comparing 4 and 5, like I feel like 4 is just a better game because it's got better characters it's got better characters and the story is fine. Like yeah, at the end it's a little stupid, but like it's doable for basically the rest of it. And the gameplay 5 just blows everything else out of the water. But there you go.
But that's just one.
Yeah,
one
5
thing.
is like, okay, we've got cool gameplay for sure. Our characters are not as good as 4's, but they're fine. And then our story is fine as well. So it's like,
But it's like 4's got decent story, kind of peters off at the end, but it's cool.
yeah.
Or not peters off, it just gets weird. Izanami.
Yeah.
But I mean, all Persona.
5's kind of.
I mean, I like 5, but that's also the only Persona game I've
I've
ever
played 4, like, not to completion, but I've played, like, maybe a third of it or something.
tell you this, the Persona 4 anime is fucking hilarious.
It's really good.
Because it's literally just a compilation of all the funniest parts of the game. And that game is funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm excited
Like,
to play
do
it
you remember when they get
eventually,
x-rays? When
Yeah.
Or they
yeah.
all go to the doctor to find out, like, what Teddy's like.
Yeah.
And then Teddy comes with all the girls' measurements, and they find out the one who like looks like a boy is apparently has the biggest boobs, and the one guy Kanji has a huge crush
No.
on her.
Yeah.
And then you can say, he goes, well, Kanji, what do you think? He goes, what? He goes, about Naruto, big melons or what?
But do you remember when they're like for like the school festival or whatever, and then they're like doing like dating advice, and it's him and like this him and like he's talking to Yusuke and he's like the girl.
Yeah,
like,
they
Yu's
were.
the girl.
They were
It's
doing
so
for their like
fucking
school
funny.
festival. They did like a dating show / game,
That's
but they had it. They only had 2 girls and they had 4 guys. So one of the guys had to play, and immediately you chose to be the girls. So like the best friend character, that's who you was talking with. And
Like,
I
why
mixed
is it like
he
he like
actually?
gave him like. And remember, Yosuke was like, I just thought of something very wrong because
Yeah.
you kept putting on the moves.
Why is that actually the funniest thing ever?
You know, it's funny. Like, especially because the anime, they basically, it's as if, like, they pretend that you just picked all of the funniest options. Like, all like, the options that are not, like, the one where you're kind of an asshole and you're saying things that
Or like you're the nice guy.
relate to anything, yeah.
They pick the funny joke answers.
Exactly.
And like
For everything.
oh,
It's
do you
so funny.
there's one it's called the Miss Yasagami pageant. They
Yeah.
it's a cross-dressing pageant, and the tough guy Kanji, who's like a big softie, sucks at it. You is like he's just wearing like a long wig and stuff. They're like, I mean, they'll like whatever, and then Yosuke, the best friend, they're like, I thought he would be able to pull this off, and then Teddy comes out stunning.
yeah.
And everyone falls in love with him.
Oh, do you remember? Teddy has it very tough.
Teddy has it fair.
God.
You wore Teddy's bear costume. He got paraded all day, and he just because
So
Teddy says
fucking
instead of Barry, he says Barry. So he's just Teddy has it buried.
Anyway, the game is awesome. Characters are hilarious.
Also, when they go drinking, it's hilarious
yeah,
because they all get
Juice.
given oolong tea,
yeah,
and they all get drunk. And at the end of the night, they learn it was actually just regular iced tea, and only one. It's only because one of them said that it was alcoholic that they thought it was alcoholic. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's
Like the way like his like shirt comes undone. It's so
Number 3,
good.
My Lap Is Yours, and they play the King's Game. Oh, that part's
So
hilarious. And
fucking
then
good.
Teddy and Kanji have to kiss.
All right, let's go back to this.
Persona 4 fun
Continue.
game.
So yeah, I think it was more or less that it was like the one that was like critically acclaimed that would be the easiest to port over because Atlas ported this themselves, Atlas Japan.
Yeah, but like
Not like
Atlas had
Sega,
years.
not like what?
But Alice has had years to do this. Like they could have put a PC release. At
But
any
they
time.
didn't. But they don't ever do PC,
I know.
which is why you have to at least give them credit for doing that.
That's true. I know. I agree. At least they did something.
Eventually is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe it's like they're testing the waters. Maybe now
And they're
it's
testing the waters. It's the bestseller on Steam.
Right.
It is there was like a bunch of people playing it. There was probably a bunch of people that bought it.
So yeah, it probably did very well.
Yeah.
Especially because
all the Persona 5 fans who hopped on, definitely.
It's odd to me that they feel like they need to be like make sure because like people have been asking for this before Persona 5 came out. Where's the PC release? Like,
well, it might just be like for
But, yeah.
Persona like 5 specifically.
I mean, yeah.
They want it like Sony maybe had a deal. Like that's what people are thinking.
Maybe.
Imagine they're like our business strategy is we'll release Persona 6 and then Persona 5 will come on the PC. So now we're making money off of an 8-year-old game again, and it's like, well, that's what you're doing with the spin-off games anyway.
Well, it's only $20.
Yeah.
But that's $20 that they make.
Sure.
It's also it's a
porting is not
PS2
that
game.
expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like this: you develop a game like Persona 5, it sold for $60. Now that's a lot of money,
Plus,
but for developing the game, but that's because of so much money. They didn't make Persona 4 from scratch.
Plus,
So.
you don't have to do it yourself. Just get someone else to do it.
Make my game.
Yeah, just port it. Like
Honestly, you could really ask like any indie studio. You have Sega. You work under Sega, who could have ported it themselves. Because what the fuck are they doing right
literally,
now?
what do they even do now?
They're doing Yakuza, I guess.
And Sonic, come on.
And Sonic, I guess, is being made, but they were told, "Oh yeah, take as long as you need because we don't want Sonic Boom to happen again,
Yeah, well, that's
or Sonic
definitely a good thing.
Forces.
Please,
We want like
take your time and make
we
a
want
good
a
game.
real 3D game. So go
Yeah.
make one."
That's definitely for the best.
Anyways,
Anyways, yes.
I think this is just it's what I'm gonna say about Pokemon, so I guess spoiling what I'm gonna say about it, because I'm the one that did play the Isle of Armor. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, because I've seen it. Like a lot of people were like, "This is closer to what we want." So.
This is Persona 5 Golden being on there is a step in the right
Persona 5
direction. Persona 4 Golden is the
You
step in the right
fool.
direction because we also just got Catherine Fullbody on PC as well.
Ooh, let's go.
Facts.
So that happened like they were porting that over too. So like maybe they were like they were testing the waters with what if Persona games? What about Shin Megami Tensei? Like there could be a point where like they're making it like
Is there a Shin Megami Tensei game on it? Or is it going
no, I'm just saying
saying,
hypotheticals.
Yeah.
But like
for that SMT5 game to come out.
How long has it been like since they announced it? 3 years?
3
Since
years,
they-
3.5,
since
3.5.
They had the
3.5,
Switch
3.5.
presentation.
And, like they haven't even like said anything.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not real.
And we got more than Metroid, so. At least you guys
We
got
restarted.
You got footage. Yeah, you got video footage.
Metroid Prime 4's not coming out.
It's gonna be a release title with the Switch 2.
The Switch 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild is coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, so Persona 5, the Golden, and Persona 4 Royal.
We could talk about when does Nier come out? The original. We just don't
I
know.
don't even think they said a year. I don't think, right?
No, they gave
No,
you no time.
Yeah.
It's just a remake.
Of
The first Nier.
Nier Replicant. Which I mean,
Technically, there were two versions.
yeah, in
whatever.
Japan there's the Xbox got Nier Gestalt, which was about a father trying to save his daughter. And Nier Replicant was on PS3, and it was about a young man trying to save his girlfriend.
No, it was
Oh.
his sister.
Oh, it was sister?
Yeah.
Yes. And in America they just sent over the Nier Gestalt version
Yeah,
because
they
they
really
thought
made the Gestalt version for us.
yeah,
It was
because
not-
they were like they're gonna like the story of the father saving his daughter
Yeah.
more.
And did they?
Yeah, because they felt like, American
also
people would
the-
like teenagers as the main protagonist. No.
Yeah, because he
adults.
looked too anime. So then this new remake is called Nier Replicant.
Yeah, because
So we're like maybe it
because it is. You make a replicant. No.
yeah, so it's gonna be a young teen saving.
Because
his
fun
sister.
fact, we actually like the other one more.
Yeah.
We like the Gestalt, and the main character's name is Nier, so that's where it gets its name.
Interesting. Interesting.
Because like story wise, they're the exact same.
Yeah, exactly.
Only difference is the main character and the person we see.
And the relation to the girl.
Yeah, but the characters they all act the same. Everything.
Emil's in that game.
He is. That's where he's from.
Exactly.
It's really cool because like, did you ever do the side quest with like in Automata with like you steal his mask and stuff?
No.
Because like in that, after you finish it, you'll actually talk about stuff that happened.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like,
In
it's like minor. But
Replicant?
no, in
Nier.
Automata.
Yeah. In Nier Automata, he because the little head guy Emil, he's in the first one,
Yeah, he's from there.
and then Nier 1, also is.
No, but he'll talk about the first Nier.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He'll talk about characters and
So
stuff.
are they from like the same is it in the same universe?
Same
like the
like
same
thousands of years later.
planet? Oh, so
Like
it's
to the point where
thousands of years
everyone
later.
is.
Yeah, it's only from I think that game's true ending. I think. From,
Yeah, like its fifth ending E, I think actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the Nier 1's ending E.
Which
is what
is it?
leads-
Its true ending? I thought it was.
Pretty
Or
sure, yeah.
I think
Leads
so, right?
into Nier Automata's beginning
Right.
with the machine war.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure the aliens invade at
After
the end
in
of
in
Nier 1.
between, yeah.
Yeah, and then they show up
Those
and they
games, yeah, and all this.
and they
Tell
do
us
what
that.
happens in Nier. Ah, that
Um,
game hurts me. I love it.
So good.
Miranda's sister needs to beat that fucking game.
I
I still loan her my goddamn copy.
She's still
I wonder if we're gonna get Nier
3 Amida.
3.
three. I wouldn't be surprised. It probably will happen.
But like
eventually.
the problem
It'll be
is
a
like you guys said like
It probably wouldn't be about 2B8.
No.
Not
That,
S.
no. For sure.
Their story's done. Like the whole point of the game is saying like, for all we know, they could just repeat these same events and it's gonna end with them all dying, or they can maybe just learn to walk away from each other or be friends.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Yoko Taro has said as well, like he has no intention of continuing their story. And like
They end on that building.
Yeah. Which I like. Yeah.
I think it has a sweet ending.
Yeah.
Nier for Smash Bros.
Please.
Not 2B,
Not
but like
2B.
Nier.
Nier.
But like
itself.
actual Nier.
And the alt skins are like old Nier and young Nier.
Yeah.
I'm down. Some Nier
Because
representation.
like that's
we
the one
probably
that's
get Automata music too.
That's true, but
And
I
it's-
need my wife in.
in a
That's the
2B
thing.
me costume. I'm kidding. I want to bring it up. I said I want to bring it up.
I need my no eyes goth
That's
Nier
right. I need her.
lady to come over.
I literally need her to live.
She was in Soul Calibur, so there
That's
is
not
precedent.
enough.
No, I said there's precedence.
There's
I never.
precedent.
It's
Well,
precedent.
she's actually in a lot of things. Like she's even in like Shadow card games. She's in everything. She's in a lot of stuff.
You know why? It's 2B's. What did we say it was? Not personality.
Her plot.
No, her backstory.
Oh, backstory. Yeah.
That's what we said it.
No, so her plot, and
Yeah,
then
but not-
also her backstory.
Yeah, but dude, does anyone talk about her plot?
No, they
It's
don't
her
have
backstory.
exactly.
Okay,
And
cool.
Yeah.
Every girl in Nier.
Yeah.
Even A2.
She's in a lot of stuff. Even like 9S is in some stuff. So it's like,
9S.
they're- like
Nines.
those characters are a lot more popular than you'd think.
What Nier?
Or yeah, like 2B and 9S.
You know,
Or
you know,
A2.
the next person to fund the game is gonna be Tencent, so he doesn't even have to
Oh,
work
God,
with Square
please.
anymore.
No.
You know what A2 is? They should go. Isn't that 2B with long hair?
Was it because like especially the marketing was just like the only.
Who's
show
ready for the
in
10-cent
2B.
Nier gotcha game?
Oh
Oh
god.
God.
I would buy a Nier Gotcha. Who's in it? Emil Jackass. Well, Jackass.
6 star
Yeah, 6-star Jackass.
Top
And
tier
she
name.
can poison you. Or no, she can sell you drugs. Yeah, she can give you fish and get ending M.
Because I think she doesn't give you the mackerel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can eat it and then you
die. What a
get
game. Anyway, let's go back to the next
one
time.
of the many joke endings.
Real next topic. I just brought that up because I thought it'd be interesting to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Bravely Default 2. Because I played the demo.
I have the
forgot
demo.
to-
I
I
haven't played it.
either.
I played it.
I have it.
So first of all, I saw all of these. I saw all of these Avatar reactions at the 4 crystals in the direct, and now I see it because it said Earth, Fire, Water, Air. Like
Yeah, because I mean, it's
Forgot to go
supposed to
back.
be like, because the original Final Fantasy, the first one also had those crystal elements, and so did the first Bravely Default.
Oh.
But Avatar: The Last Airbender is so damn popular, you can't hear those 4 things and think long ago the 4 nations.
Well, there you go, the 4 nations. Yeah.
I mean, I thought the characters looked cool. I can't stand the voice acting for
Really?
everyone except for what's the main kid, Seth? Because Seth is the generic boy. He just sounds like a regular fucking dude. But then, like, who's the other guy in the party? Because the party's always 2 guys. Elvis. There's always 2 guys and 2 girls. I can't stand his voice. He's like, "Oh, you want to get a pint?" or something like that. I'm like, it's aggressive.
Oh. Is there dual audio in those games?
I
Yeah.
hope.
Hopefully. I guess.
But like, I don't like playing in Japanese. I like
That's
hearing what
fair.
they say.
That's
But like,
fair.
if I buy the game, I'm playing in Japanese.
I won't be, and I'm gonna be honest. I like all of their voices. I don't mind them. Like I see your point, obviously, but I don't mind it.
It sucks because like in the first game, there was a character with an accent. It was Agnes, and she was like perfectly fine. It was like very like, she wasn't playing it up. She would just
What accent does she have? British, and she would say things weird.
Like very regal, like a regal way to speak, and you're
Oh,
like, that's
so
how
like
you should do the
so
accent.
like Gloria in this game.
Yeah, pretty much, but like a little less. And it was like, I mean, her name is Anya's, and it's spelled like Angus. It's Anya's.
Oh, that character that had that photo leak for Smash that didn't actually exist.
Exactly. And
That's how I know her.
and like there was another guy in the first party. His name's Ringabell. Ringabell is awesome. Well, he has amnesia, so he literally chose the name Ringabell.
That's hilarious.
Because he has a book that tells
so funny.
events that will happen to him, so they ring a bell.
That's
And he's a ladies' man,
That's
so
so
he's like, have no worries, my dear. Also, pretty sure Morgana's in that game.
Oh really?
She's
That's
Adia,
cool.
yes, she's just a bratty
I
little
think-
knight. And then
Who
Tiz is
plays
the generic
Morgana?
boy. There's always a in the second game, in Bravely Second. God damn it, it's not Bravely 2. There's 2 generic boys because Tiz and you are in it. 2 generic boys.
Is it Erica Lindbeck who plays
No,
Morgana?
Cassandra Lee Warner.
Oh, okay. Morgana.
Erica Lindbeck is
She plays Futaba.
yes,
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I think. And who's she playing? Fire Emblem. Wait, she's not Rhea, right? Most of the Persona cast is in Fire Emblem.
I don't know.
No, all the
she
Persona
plays somewhere. I don't know.
all the Persona 5 cast is in Fire Emblem except On. I know that.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah, because she also plays Vida. Yeah, Vida in
Anyway,
Music slaps.
oh for Bravely, yeah,
Yeah.
Bravely.
I
Default has
love
great
the art
music.
style for that game. That's the only reason
The,
I'm
the
like,
like picture book art
yeah,
style.
Oh, the arts look so
nice.
good,
I
too.
love
Dude,
it.
that game was so great on the 3DS because honestly, the 3D made it worth it because then it would pop
Oh,
out at you and
that's
you're like, oh my god, it's a picture book now. But I mean, it's still really good.
Mhm.
I wrote down the dialogue is pretty good. Like I like the dialogue. I
That
thought it
game
was
was
good. It was pretty funny. I thought Elvis was funny.
Yeah, he's the Ringabella of this game, which
Yeah.
I very much approve of.
Hand drawn like background is very nice to look at and contrast with the characters.
They like pockets, they're like chibi kinda. So like it works, and they like walk into cutscenes. It's so cute. It's like it looks like a puppet show. I think the job class is fun too. Like you beat bosses and you get new jobs, and they're like some jobs that are like total side quests. Like in the second game, which is not Bravely 2. Like a lot of the generic first classes of the game, like thief, it'd be like they said fuck you, you're gonna get the weird ones for like the main bosses. You have to work for Red Mage.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Alright, so my question is that if Bravely Second, if Bravely Default 2 is a second game, then what is Bravely Second?
so
The sequel.
Bravely Default is Bravely Default. Bravely Second is the sequel to Bravely Default with the same characters and same world. Bravely Default 2 is a new world with new characters.
I still disagree, but okay.
I disagree entirely. I think they should have just called it Bravely Third.
They should have just done that. It's a third game.
Because
called
you
the
know
third
we're gonna
game.
get Bravely Second 2.
Oh god.
Because then it's gonna be like, 3 years and you're gonna get
Bravely 2 Second. I don't know. Okay. That's
It's-
funny.
I guarantee you, we're gonna get Bravely Second 2, and then Seth and whichever the more popular girl character. Actually, no, the least popular girl. That's how it is. Will become because each game only has 4 party members. In Bravely Second, you've got 2 original party members and 2 new ones.
Oh, I see.
So you got the main character from the first game, and then the not popular girl. So if we get Bravely Second 2, we'll get Seth, and then the other not popular girl. I don't remember their names. Just remember Seth and Elvis. I'm sexist.
That's fair. The battle system is a good turn-based. I wish I could see what the order of attacks were, like in Kiseki and Octopath. And the combat's very Octopath-like.
Yeah, well, I
Which
mean, it's
is-
made by Square.
Yeah, which is again originally from Bravely Default. So
Yeah. The only thing that Octopath doesn't have is I think they even have braving and defaulting. You attack multiple times.
they
It's
just call
literally-
it something different.
Yeah.
They can't
It's
think.
Octopath Traveler is just a Bravely Default game.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It was just made in like pixel.
That's why the art
more
is godlike.
pixel art.
Yeah.
The art is so good.
Oh, Octopath is so
And the
beautiful.
music.
It's so good looking. Dumb name. Really dumb name.
Oh yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't think Bravely Default is very clever, but it rolls off the tongue.
Octopath Traveler, that
8 people run around.
So you know why it's actually named Octopath? Like it's not 8 people running around. It's actually the first letter in each of their names. Yeah.
Okay.
Octopath.
I still don't like it, but
It sounds like sounds like an ocean game.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's actually it's a really bad name, but I just wanted to point
I
that
thought you
out.
were gonna tell me there's like some like trial,
called
the-
the Octopath.
like the trial the trial.
That
of
would
the
actually be
Octopath.
really cool.
And they have to walk into the ocean or something and beat this giant monster in Octopath Traveler, and it's like, oh, they always had to walk down the Octopath, and it's like, nope.
Well, didn't you know that the final boss of Octopath Traveler is actually optional?
How's it a final boss then?
What do you mean?
So it's like, everybody finishes up their story, and then you can unlock, I guess, like something, but like you don't have to do it.
Oh, like a last story. Like
Yeah,
in
it's like a
Sonic.
It's like a last thing, but you don't have to do it in Sonic.
Yeah, in Sonic.
Yeah,
whenever
what do
you
you
do like in
Oh,
Sonic 06.
no,
You
but
have
it's
to
not
do
like
Sonic story, Shadow story, and then Silver
Oh.
story, and then you get the last story, and then it's like
But like, that's different because like those stories don't end. They're like they stop and then you finish when they convene, right?
no, but like each of those characters get their own story,
Yeah, like their own ending.
and then they get their own ending,
Yeah.
oh okay.
and then
And
you
then
have
you
like
do,
the
exactly.
big mega boss that like will explain stuff about
Also, it
like,
also explains stuff.
that explains stuff about the world. However, it's like
Not
So
the
the final boss is in the epilogue.
it's pretty much sort of like an epilogue, but like you don't have to do it. You could literally just finish their stuff without being notified at all. Like you have to like find the quest itself, which is really stupid. You don't just get
Interesting
notified.
decision.
That is weird.
I'll say that.
It is weird, Wolf. And not a good idea, but it's the age of the internet, so it works out.
Fast forward is good. Please keep.
For Bravely Default.
In general, bro.
Yeah, you
JRPGs
need that.
should just always have fast forward.
It's amazing.
Pokemon
The trails.
should have fast
Yes,
forward.
that should just be
Oh
in
my
the
god!
game.
So you don't have to watch the fucking.
Mm-hmm. Plus,
Gen
they're just running
4 would
around.
literally
It's
be
just slow.
safe. Yeah,
Oh,
by
God,
run
yes.
around. Run around. Fast forward.
They could really just release Platinum again and just give it speed up and
On the
it's
Switch with the speed up button, instant hit.
instant hit. Exactly.
Instant fucking
They
hit.
could do nothing
Imagine
else.
they go. As a matter of fact, when you fight Blissey's, it goes even faster.
Let's see. Oh, I wish that they put us at the beginning instead of in the middle. Seems a bit weird.
For the demo.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Because I'm pretty sure even in the first 2 games, the demo would start you. Oh, I actually Bravely Second did something interesting. The prologue is the demo. So you actually learn what's up with the main character in the demo.
Wait,
And
isn't that what most games do? I thought.
Yeah, but it's not in the main game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a side
Oh.
story that like
That's
it's not
actually
crazy, but it
really
explains
cool.
like why he's where he
I
is. Like
see.
he's like part of like a group of knights, like these like holy guys, and like you play with those party members, and then like something happens, then he's like, ah fuck, I'm down on my feet, and it's like, what's your name? My name's Adia from the first game, and then it's like, oh.
That's cool.
And then she's like, oh, Tiz has to wake up, to be continued in Bravely Second, and then it's like, I gotta go save Tiz. So yeah, that's what that demo did.
That's
So
pretty cool.
I agree with you. I say
That
always-
would actually be really cool, especially for like a new game. Well, like if there's a new game coming out and like you have like a prologue and then it's just like, I want to find out what happens in that game.
Especially nowadays, seems like developers are like going through a swing of loving demos.
Also,
Really?
like
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
not a lot of demos come out.
Well, I mean, like Dragon Quest. Well, like more than usual. Like we get a Dragon Quest demo for 10 hours that you can transfer over.
That's
You get a
true.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon demo.
Yeah.
You're getting a Bravely Default demo that just throws you in the middle in a desert town.
I feel like Nintendo is more into it than like because like PlayStation could not care less. At the moment.
I really like that. I think JRPGs like getting demos is a really good thing
I agree.
because it allows people to like play them and get invested in a demo before buying it.
Especially because like they're really long games. Like you want to know.
So you have to really want to know if you want to spend $60. But if you go, well, the first 3 characters are fucking hilarious. I'll buy this game.
So like letting them play the first few hours of the game is like
Fire Emblem
genius.
Awakening had a really good demo. It let you play the prologue, which was like the first chapter basically, and then the actual first chapter. So you got 2 chapters.
It's pretty good.
And you could just replay them as many times as you want. And then the incentive was when you played the main game, you actually got the real beginning of the game, which is the game starts in medias res, the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
So you would start killing Baladar. and then because you played the demo 30 times, and then you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you're like, oh, I know this scene.
Yeah.
So you're saying?
Oh, I was just singing the laundry went off.
Oh, I thought he was singing elevator music because he didn't know.
No. No, I heard the washer, the dryer just went off, so it's just
you
like
sang your song. What's your favorite Dragon Quest character's theme again?
Wait.
What was his name?
Sylvando.
Sylvando. He makes a Sylvando. Hell yeah.
I can't really like. I love it. Alright. Seems like you have to grind a lot at the beginning as well. Seems like you are at a very low level and have to grind. I was like 5 to 8-ish levels behind, like when I entered like the temple area that we were supposed to go in.
But yeah, it's a pretty grindy game because like every time you level up a job, you get a level.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can only level up one job at a time, and you can basically equip 2.75 at a time. So the way it is, you can equip a job, and then that job is leveling up. You can actually equip another job to it as your sub-job. That job won't get experience, but you can access all of its skills.
Right.
And then you can equip an ability that you've gained from any job.
Any job you've unlocked?
Any job with that you've unlocked an ability. Because when a job levels up, you might get a skill or an ability. So say, for instance, you make yourself a knight as your main class, but you also subclass as a archer. That means you can use knight and archer skills, so you can use both weapons. You have to decide which one you want to use. And your accessory is, or no, your because you also need to have the right weapon. So you're a knight and you subclass as a thief. So you have like skills that'll let you steal items and like be quick, and you're a knight, so you can like be defensive. Then you put an archer skill on that raises your accuracy, so 2 point, more actually 1.75 classes. A whole one, half of one, part of one. And like what I do is I just put one character, I make them a white mage and black mage, and when the white mage levels up, I switch them to black mage for the main class, and I just go back and forth. And then I make another character, I make them a time mage and a red mage. Because time mage is earth magic. And then I just make them a red mage because red mages are white and black magic. And same for more mana. So like if you use like cure, instead of being 3, it would be like 6. But you could also then use fire for 6, so you're more versatile. And also enemies have elemental weaknesses, so you could just spam like the 2 characters fire and then just give them elixirs, and you're like, I'm good. Beat the match. So that's how the job system works, and that's why the game is super grindy. So they kind of also expect you to be high level because you'll just gain levels while you do it.
Yeah, since I guess they start you in like the middle of the, or like random places rather than the beginning.
You gotta play that game when you're like driving, or like not when you're driving, but like I played.
Yeah, no. Play when you're driving.
Play when you're driving, kids.
Only when you're on the highway.
Fuck you, asshole! I'm trying to level white mage. But like I played I came back from Oklahoma last year on a 4-hour flight. That's what I played the whole time. I just leveled up all my classes and just did the story. It's fun, but like do it when you're like half watching TV and you're like, I kind of want to just chill all day. That game's not a game where you're like, hard day at work, hard day at school.
Yeah, right.
It's time to grind my class. It's not that kind of game. Yeah. As much as its fans say it is, it really isn't.
Yeah, so I wrote that it was very grindy in my opinion, which isn't bad for a JRPG because most are.
Yeah.
And it's just not convenient, like I guess in 2020.
Yeah, I feel like with modern JRPGs, they're very rarely grindy anymore. It's pretty hard to find one. Yeah. I can't think of one in the last like 5 years.
Pokemon, I'm kidding.
Pokemon gets easy.
I feel like Pokemon, you can beat the whole game at like level 5.
When the experience share can't even be turned off anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Boss seems greedy and evil. I thought it was a good boss for that place. The different costumes are pretty cool. The asterisk giving different jobs are cool.
Yep. Each boss has a different job class that you get from them, so you will fight it before you get it.
And the demo seems good and nice overall. I just hope again it's not as grindy. Because I understand it's a 3DS game. You test the waters, you do your thing. This is now a Switch game.
Yeah, but they're probably running off that it's portable, so they'll bring it with them places and grind in the meantime.
But how long was it? The demo, do you remember?
An hour or two.
Oh, it's not too long.
Well, apart from grinding.
Right. That's true.
So yeah. I don't know. I liked what I played a couple of months ago. It was just
Nothing
not what I
stellar.
wanted to do. I guess it's just like.
I think you just have to want to be in the mood to play like a quote-unquote classic turn-based RPG.
Yeah, plus it's not like everyone. That's not everyone's cup of tea.
Like, I kind of like it, and I bought it because I was like, I just want a game where I can like watch YouTube and like play it, and I like RPGs, and I like watched a video on it. I was like, I'll play it. Like I said, don't be like my whole day today is just video games. Don't play that game.
Don't play.
Because like you're gonna feel like you did nothing. That's like eating nothing but chips all day. Sure, you were having fun, but it's like you feel empty at the end. And you feel bad and second disgusted with yourself.
Exactly.
I really I remember I was playing Dragon Quest 11 like, and that was my day. And like there were times I had the grind, but like I felt accomplished because I was just like I love this game.
Yeah, sometimes grinding feels like
because like the story was like amazing.
Depending on the game.
Like the characters were awesome. Like just everything felt right. I don't know.
I had to grind in Feature Connected at like the very end.
It's not a Xenoblade.
Come to find that I didn't actually need to.
Yeah. I was about to say it's almost not a Xenoblade game.
Yeah, no, Xenoblade is notorious for not checking for difficulty spikes.
It actually just doesn't care.
Most random intervals. Remember, when he leaves his robot is when he gets tough.
It makes no sense. He was.
Neil got stuck in the original Xenoblade on this one boss fight. Totally warranted, because it's a very random difficulty spike.
Yeah, he ends up like 10 levels higher than you or something, or like 5. I don't know.
And he's super fast.
And like Xenoblade though, it's like a few levels is like.
3 levels you are going to start missing like crazy.
Yeah.
5 you're not gonna win. 10 you really don't play the lottery because you don't know odds.
And it's not like I skipped fights. I fought everything on the way there, and I'm still incredibly under leveled. It's just
The thing Xenoblade
sucks.
forgets to teach you is grinding on monsters is a bad idea unless you know which monsters to grind. You gotta grind Googles and Gower Plane because they're slow, so you can hit them when they're higher level. But they're also level 73, so unless you need to get to level 80.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's like when you're like level 15, like doesn't fucking
No.
matter.
And you're Valak Mountain, you're what? You're like 5 levels away from level 50. You're not.
Yeah. It was like 42 or something, 45, something like that.
Right about the time you
42.
get to the Mechonis, you're supposed to be level 50.
Yeah.
According to the game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let us talk about Paper Mario.
The Origami King.
The Origami King, which I'm really happy we're talking about right now, instead of like weeks ago because we didn't actually know things.
Now we know what it plays like.
We do, which is really nice. So the Origami King, it seems as if it's going back. Story-wise, I have to preference this.
Story-wise, yes.
It seems like it's going back to form.
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, that opening trailer is not Sticker Star Color Splash.
That's true. It's like
that,
kind of dark.
like
when it was like right answers, wrong answers.
It's like
it doesn't
it's
matter.
a.
It was like it defanged video game choices.
Yeah.
Like it literally said your choices don't matter.
Yeah.
It was so.
Like Peach was like, "You want to fold with me?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, right. She was like, you'll wake up in a new creased body. I was like, this is a cult.
It's just
I'm
like
what's going
doesn't
on?
matter. It's all paper. It's all paper thin.
Yeah, that was a good
And I'm
line.
just like,
and then like the king, the way he like was an enemy and he like turned into himself. I'm like, that's creepy. What if it's like some body snatching story?
It was like one thing though. Like, I thought the bosses were kind of lame. Visually, like a box of colored pencils. Like it's not even paper pen. No, it's just.
You know what it looks like? It's like a because in Sticker Star and Color Splash you would beat the bosses with the thing items, and they would just be real things. Like one boss you beat with a fan. It feels like they just made those the bosses.
Yeah,
now.
it's like that's
So
weird. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna get to that. Like, story-wise, they're going back to form. You're getting partners back. The battle system has crowds. I guess, and the ring system is gimmicky, but it's not like it doesn't see it. We don't know, but the problem is we don't know if there's a leveling system, which will it.
I mean, did they have cards to show the attacks? They just clicked the attack.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were items, but that wasn't like
not like items attacking. It was like items like healing.
No, there was like fireball, like you have in Thousand Year Door, like fireballs and like other stuff, and Just Dance 2020.
Yes. It looks like what a beautiful game.
I can see the battle system going two ways. One, it's normal Thousand Year Door style battle system with just the gimmick of the ring,
which is what I think it is.
Or
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
There's no leveling system. The rings are just inconsequential fights, and the way you get new attacks are via story progression and side quests. And like as the story goes on, they'll be like, oh, your basic attacks will get stronger, but if you do this side quest, you'll get a different fireball that like spreads. And if you do like the part 2 of it, it gets stronger. That's the only other way I can see it.
I thought like the fireball or like the POW, they were just items that you could pick up just like in the original.
Yeah.
So the way I thought about it is it's gonna be like that, except I don't know if there are level ups or not. They never explained it, which is kind of a bad thing because in Color Splash, like, it just made them boring. We know it's an open world like the originals, and we know that. However, there is a companion, like you know how they had Huey for the
bucket.
The bucket in Color Splash. I don't know what Sicker Stars was because I didn't even want to touch that thing when I saw it.
It's horrible. It's the partner now is the sister of the Origami King.
Yeah.
So it's Origami.
So it actually makes sense in the story instead of a random bucket or a pixie. Actually, I don't know what Super Paper Mario is, but I know it was just a pixie.
She helped you go 3D, or she helped you go on the Z-axis.
Yeah, but Huey, you were also able to like do buckets and stuff. This girl is just a companion.
Yeah.
She's more like Fi over or like Navi over anything because you get the folded arms, which actually seems like the arms are gonna be. You're gonna be able to use them. You're gonna be able to use them for exploration and like other stuff. It just seems like a third thing, other than jumping and hang your hammer. Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, we've had Flood before. We never complained about that.
But it's fine. It's okay. I like that, actually. I'm good with it. People complaining about it, I don't see the point.
I mean, also, why are they complaining about it? Thousand Year Door does the same thing. Mario turns into, like, boats and shit in that game.
Because you do creases and stuff. So, yeah, it makes sense.
There's a little off topic. Have you guys watched, Sunshine speedrun without the hover nozzle?
Yes.
They're really cool.
They are.
Without the hover nozzle?
Yeah, like how do you think? I guess feel like you could beat.
You could do hoverless. You do floodless. Sometimes there are floodless.
Floodless?
Yeah.
So you just
How?
So just glitches.
Oh, glitches. Right. Okay.
So just
I was about to say,
glitches.
okay, that's like the only way. Otherwise,
Insane.
it's unwinnable. Okay.
And what else we got?
How do you beat certain enemies?
Paper Mario. Well, I feel like there was something else. Like, and there are collectibles which are cool, which is like, if you're gonna like make an expansive world, cool, let's do it.
It's funny that they made Bowser just a folded piece of paper. Like, even the line when you free him, he goes, huh, I kind of thought I was gonna unfold after that, whatever. And he stays that way, and that's how he's your buddy.
And it's cool. Like Bowser should never, unless, the original had him as an enemy. Or he was the final boss. But you don't want to, for a JRPG, at least it's kind of boring if it's the same person over and over again being the enemy, because you can't do too much, different.
I hope this
than he's immune to stuff.
I hope this game keeps the time-old tradition of a Mario RPG, starting with stopping Bowser from kidnapping Peach, as if you came in the game at the final part of another
So
game.
we actually do know how it starts.
Yeah.
It's the Toad Festival in Toad Town, which is the original town from the original game. And you go into the castle, and then it starts with, Peach being like,
Right
would
answer.
you like to be... It doesn't matter.
That scene was awesome, though.
Your opinions are all paper thin.
Yep.
I don't
know much about Paper Mario, but that scene, that was really cool.
It seems like everything's there, except it's gonna be a hybrid between... It's like how It's I can't believe I'm using this again. It's a step in the right direction. It's like it's Super Paper Mario. It's Mario Tennis Aces. It's a step in the right direction. That's all I can say about it. You know.
So y'all got Twilight, and Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, but not New Moon.
You don't.
No.
Does
have
Casey
Twilight,
not have that?
Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn.
You'll have to question.
You don't have the
later.
gray one where they date the wolf, where she dumps her emo goth vampire boyfriend.
Who does she end up with at the end?
The emo goth vampire man.
Of course.
Oh, did you know? Real quick, Twilight has I'll tell you later. Never mind.
I played the Twilight drinking game and that was fun.
Every time she nuzzles her head, take a drink. Oh, she's a bad actress. Anyway.
And yeah, that's super. Okay, let's go back to.
But yeah, again, it's just it's a great step in the right direction. It's just that if there are levels, you can accept the rest of the hybrid, which is the ring, which is the companion that could be essentially like a Huey or a
The
Pixie.
extendo arms.
I feel like levels might, because like I remember I saw somewhere where like they showed like the victory screen and it was like, there was no EXP, it was just like coins and stuff.
We didn't know.
So like, I mean, they could have like stopped it before the EXP showed up. But,
Well,
like,
that's
why
what
would they not
we.
show it?
Well, and no one knows. And anyways, also the bosses. Nothing could be more lamer than the Koopalings being the bosses again on a Wii U game, because by God, they were the bosses for Mario for like
Ever, because they were like, haha.
Yeah, that's
Big
true.
Bowser.
But like,
since like 2009 or 2008, the new Super
What
Mario
colored
Bros.
pencils are
yeah,
much
like, that's
better.
not an enemy. Like, at least make it interesting. It's literally just a case of colored
You know what would have been
pencils.
cool? It's an origami game. Why isn't it like different monsters?
Yeah.
Origami. You can make anything. With
You know?
origami.
So I really.
make one a dragon.
So
I was in an origami club in middle school. I never
So
went.
I really liked I thought the rubber band person was fine, and then I saw I saw the pencils and the tape.
Yeah.
tape.
The rubber band one was cool.
However, they did reveal
The other two
something.
were lame.
They did reveal that there is an origami turtle that you fight as a boss, and you fight. Those are just the main bosses compared to what's his name. However, I'm pretty sure there are other side bosses. Like there was a turtle. There was a dragon. There are a lot of other stuff.
I'm sure.
I just think that the what?
I could have wrote Paper Mario. I said dragon.
Yeah. I was just making fun of colored pencils.
I know that is stupid.
Yeah.
And then
Tape.
like
And
there's
tape.
gonna be like a
Literally.
giant there's gonna be a giant pokey. There were giant Goombas, paper mache Goombas and paper mache.
Yeah, there was one eating a house.
Paper mache giant pokey. Like
Who's Pokey?
But what if this game comes out?
the ones from the desert levels where they have like,
Oh,
the
yeah,
ball,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Like, what if this game comes out with like a rated M? It's like it's got dark like.
The best part is
themes.
it's coming out in a month.
Every reviewer is like, we don't know where the M rated. It says like suggestive nudity.
So as of right now, my thought is I think I'm gonna buy Ghost of Tsushima and I'm gonna ask for Paper Mario for my birthday because it comes out in like a week.
I forgot
before.
about Samurai Infamous Second Son.
Yes.
It's made by the same people.
That's true. That
It
is true.
It's an
It
action
is.
game and it's stylish, and I guarantee you it's gonna have a more. Does it have a morality system?
I would not be surprised.
It might. I do know
It'd be
that
fun.
like by day you are kind of like a samurai, but at night
then
you
you're
can
the
be a ghost.
and then you do immoral stuff like kill from the back because that's.
So
immoral.
maybe it's like in a sense like the ghost could be like as immoral as possible, but you as a samurai shouldn't.
Yeah, because it goes against like their code of honor and all that. So.
That I could see. But that's what I have to say about Paper Mario. Again, our second game that we're gonna use it out of most likely 3, unless Jack has a step in the right direction sort of thing for Xenoblade. Because Trails, we don't have to say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're kind of just on the same path for like.
This will be
15
2
years.
out of.
Trails had a map ahead of time. They're like, yeah, we know where to go.
So yeah, this will be the second game out of 3 that again just step in the right direction. I will support it, but I'm just hoping this shows them, alright, we're heading towards that, and people people really want the level up system back, they take that word and they give it back to us. But I will give it a chance.
If Trails has been walking on the right path forever, Xenoblade has been the guy who gets mugged on the trail and then eaten up and then found money and is now scared something's gonna go wrong.
How to get mugged?
The reason there's no Xenogears 2 is
Oh,
because
right,
Square
right,
said,
right.
no,
Yeah.
you're too good at making video games. Go make Final Fantasy. And Xenogears was a rejected Final Fantasy 7. And so he was like, what the fuck? I got really excited to make my game series, and then you told me to make the new Final Fantasy, and they're like, you don't like it, you can leave. And he left.
Alright, so let's talk about Trails. 3, 4, Hajimata.
Hajimata, yeah.
Hajimari.
What a entry point. Let's go in the third arc.
Yeah.
In the third
let's
So-
start with
so, well,
the
we
third
know-
game of
okay.
the third arc.
So the third one is coming to Switch in 10 days.
10 days, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
That's pretty cool. The port doesn't seem of particularly high quality, but it's cool that it's on the Switch.
But hey, for all you Trails fans that don't own a PlayStation
I have-
4, you can buy
Start
it on the
with Cold
Switch.
Steel 3? Like, anyway.
Third game, third arc.
Because, like,
They should have really ported 1 and 2. Just
honestly,
saying.
like,
They should have ported Sky.
yeah. Because the thing is,
They
like,
should remake Sky.
even though, like, when Cold Steel 3 came out on PlayStation 4,
Sky.
1 and 2 were not on the PS4. So unless you owned a PS3, you were starting with
And they put,
3.
yeah, and then eventually
They did
just-
port
yeah, 1 and 2, but like for America, it's like, oh, 1 and 2 came first, but in Japan, it's like that's not how it
Yeah,
went
like,
down.
thankfully, Exceed managed to get it out before 3 came out. Like, 1 and 2, they pumped those out before 3 came out in the West. But, like, if they had it,
Mhm.
fucked. So, the Switch. Have you tried the demo Switch version? Yeah, it's.
I
We
remember
can
how
only
excited
hope
Neil
that
was
they
for that
ironed
game.
out some of the glitches, and we're good.
It's not glitches. It's just slowdown. Lots and lots of slowdown.
We
It's
can
already
hope
at
that
30
they
frames.
fixed it.
Yeah, we could hope.
Dude, I was
We
in
can-
class with Esteban, and he was like, yo, Neil got it. And then like right as he told me you sent it to me, you were like, I got it. I was like,
Got
lucky
what?
man.
the
It's special edition.
Yeah, for Cold Steel.
Because like it came like
30.
because it was coming later than like most people were getting it. He was like, man, everyone on Twitter is like, I got it early.
Or like, yeah, they all fucking
Yeah,
got
like
it.
it got shipped to them like a week early, and he's like, fuck you, you know, why can't I get it early? And then it came, and then
Did
it
you get
came
it
earlier
early?
than
No.
expected. It came earlier than
I
expected,
think it was.
didn't it?
I think yeah.
For like a day or two.
Yeah, it was like a day.
But that's a lot of time.
That's true. That's
for
true.
you know when you're
I
expecting.
couldn't
it.
even play it because I had like fucking like was it like mid this no it was like mid November like
Is it
late November.
finals?
Yeah, so I had like tests and stuff like I couldn't even fucking play it. But I got it. That's what mattered.
But you had it.
Yeah, that game was so good. It's like okay, like here's the thing. That game, Cold Steel 3 and Awano Kiseki are probably like
Bless
my
you.
two bless you.
Bless you.
Are two of probably my favorite Kiseki games. Like they're some of the best too. They're so good.
I love the Sky trilogy, and I love Zero
Bro,
so
I'll
far.
tell you, when you get to Awano Kiseki, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
I love Tio, by the way, when she's just like
Oh,
ripping on Jonah.
Yeah, she's great. Like she's so funny. She like destroys him in Palm every time. It's so great.
It's
Like she's better. Like he's a hacker and she's just better at him. It's great. Like your whole life's work, just easily. It's hilarious.
she's just like hi.
Yeah, she's great.
He's been memed. That's like being like I
Yo's
built a
Number
tier 0 deck, and then some kid
You can
shows
correct
up
me
and it's
if
so
I'm
easy.
wrong, but number 4 is coming out later this year in the West.
For PlayStation 4 only. PC and Switch are later. Like,
They've
next year.
confirmed the Switch version.
Yes, they already did.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
I'm sure the Switch and PC version will come out at the same time.
Matt and Neil, how mad would you be if they were like PS5 only?
It's fine with me. I'd be very upset.
Calvert?
You'd be
Well,
real
I
like,
honestly, Calvert PS5 only question mark, the Calverter.
If you ask, no.
because they're working on it
'Cause-
now, right?
Not just that, but Falcom in general. Listen, they didn't make their first PS4 only game until 2017. That's like what? 4
Yeah,
years
so my
after?
fault was
3.
Hajimata,
Hajimari, yes.
2 is gonna be PS4, PS5.
Wait, what? Hajimari what? 2?
Yeah, because they're gonna make 2 of them, right?
No. It's just Hajimari no Kiseki and then Calvert after that.
No, they said they were gonna do 2 of them.
No, they're not. There's not 2.
I thought you said that.
Didn't. What's happening is that there's 2 teams. One with younger people are working on Hajimari, and the new team is working on the next like mainline story game.
Calvert
Which
will
is
be
Calvert.
will be PS4, PS5.
They might do that, but they're not gonna let go of their PS4. If I don't know if they'll do that.
Instead, it's
they
gonna be
consider.
PS5 and Switch.
If they do go to PS5, it's just gonna be the PS4 game.
Well,
It's gonna
and
be
then
like
and then
Persona
Neil's
5,
gonna be like,
PS3
"Hey
on
mom,
PS4.
can you buy me this like $600 console?"
Yeah.
Did
like,
you hear the price got leaked?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
500.
$500
For the disc.
Yeah, for the disc version. If you buy digital, it's $400.
Like the thing is, yeah.
I think I'm just gonna do the digital because it just the disc version looks so unappealing.
I mean, so does the digital.
They both look bad.
I mean,
But-
the disc one does look like it has a growth on it.
Right.
but,
Yeah.
like,
I'll get that version because I don't care how it looks as long as it plays my video games, and
I want
The
to get it
disc or
physically because
the
I know that
discless?
because that piece of shit can't hold anything.
that's also true.
What do you mean?
The PS4, it has 500 gigabytes
Sure.
in it. If you're
Yeah,
lucky,
if you
it has a
have it,
terabyte,
yeah.
and it shits itself after 10 games.
It's
So I'm waiting for the PS5 to say we have 2 terabytes of hard drive and go, well, I'm buying the disc version because if I uninstall digital, I might be fucked.
yeah.
You know, to make I have to my PS4 at home. My library basically shuffles all the time because I'm like, I want to play this game. All right, I have to delete 3 games to do it.
Awful, sickening, and evil.
I mean, hopefully it supports external hard drives. It won't, but hopefully.
So yeah, that game's coming to the West. That's cool because you'll finally be able to play that.
Yeah.
You ordered it.
Yes.
The
I'm so very
Ordered it
deluxe
last week.
version.
Yes. Cold
did?
Steel 4, dude. I'm so excited. Like seeing all the characters. Oh my god.
And Hajima,
Hajimari, yeah.
that comes out.
That comes out in
summer-
August.
In August,
Yeah. In Japan, obviously.
and we're gonna for the
Year and a
first
half
time.
from now, if you're lucky.
And for
We're
the
lucky.
first time, we're gonna see. We're gonna get like in game. We're gonna see the Grandmaster.
That's right. Well, in 4, you just see like this part. You don't see much of their face.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like
Hajima.
But
Hyrule
she's literally
Side.
the cover of Hajime no Kiseki. She's just the cover.
Something
Which is
tells me
incredible.
she's not gonna be as evil as like the
Who knows?
world makes her out to
Like,
be.
it's surreal to like have been all of these years like not knowing who the Grandmaster was, much less what they looked like, and then now it's like there she is on the cover of the new game.
There
Like,
she goes.
because we've known she's a woman, but other than that, no idea. So it's pretty awesome.
Who
So-
rules? It's a lady.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think she's not gonna be as evil as people think she, or like the people
Yeah.
in the game think she is.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm
Because
gonna
like
use the bathroom.
during the because I know in 4 they tell us you learn a lot more about Ouroboros, so it's like we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, I just don't think she is. I think she's in her own twisted way. She's trying to save the world.
I don't know.
Whereas I think that like that's kind of what everybody else is trying to do. They're just trying to save the world, maybe in a better way.
Maybe, but like I feel like it'd be kind of lame if they were just good guys at the end.
Not good guy. Well, I feel like it could be like a plot twist thing where the church is really bad.
That's boring. Like, of course it's the church. Like the church being evil is like super cliche. I really.
Well, I
thought they
think
would make-
both might be evil at the end.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't want. Like, I'm fine with the church being somewhat corrupt, but like if they're just the bad guys, that's lame. That's super lame.
Well, what if they're all 3 are just different entities? Like you have like your main crew of like bracers and whoever, and then you have and I guess like the world in general. Then you have Ouroboros who are like evil,
Yeah.
and the church who are really like doing evil stuff like in the background.
I don't
Because
know.
like they're the ones that took all of these weapons and now like
Because they do some shady stuff every now and then. Definitely shady. But like,
yeah.
you know.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see the church being as good as everybody is, and I don't see Ouroboros being as bad as everybody thinks they are.
I don't know, because like, I mean, I think everyone is thinking, oh, it's probably the church is evil, but like, I don't think Falcon would go down that.
Maybe
super
not the
cliche
church is evil, but maybe it's like there's just another
The
entity
church
out.
is morally gray.
Like,
Well, maybe it's just a bunch of morally gray over
Yeah.
like everything else.
I don't know. It'd be cool. Like, I know, like, the church is gonna play a really important role, for sure. Even Kondo himself has said it many times. The church is more than what they see. that mean?
But what if like everybody's just more of a morally gray over like?
Yeah, I mean, if they do it really, I don't know. It depends.
Why do you want the church to just be this good, prosperous thing?
I'm fine with them being corrupt, but like I don't want them to be like, oh, they were the mastermind.
Well, what if they weren't the masterminds? Just what if they were just morally gray, or Boros is just morally gray, and you're just morally gray? Because in the end, you really just fight gods.
The thing is, well, no, like that's usually not true in most Kiseki games. I think only in well, you usually fight like sectarians or something. Usually, which are they're usually gifts from God. You don't usually fight a god. I don't think we've never fought a god yet.
Imagine if like the church they do.
We're not gonna fight God until after the whole Trails
God,
of
go kill him.
Saga.
Yeah. Plus, like Kiseki is always its villains have never been just pure evil. They've never done that.
Wiseman.
Other than him.
Tell me Wiseman
but
wasn't
he's
pure.
not the main villain.
No, but in two and one, he was pure.
Yeah, no, he's
evil.
they're evil people, but they like the main.
He was the main villain of Sky.
No, because of FC, it's Richard, and then
no. But Wiseman at the end was, he was the bad guy of the Sky trilogy.
Not really. I mean, like he definitely made things happen, but he wasn't like.
He was the bad guy there.
Yes, but like, because like you don't really fight Weissman like, as like he's the final like this is it, or whatever.
You do in second chapter.
I mean, you do fight.
And
him,
then third chapter you fight him again.
Okay, but that's different. Third chapter is different because like he's not like the main.
That one was true. That villain was truly morally gray.
Weissman?
No, third.
Oh yeah. No, because Weissman is pure evil.
No, yeah, Wiseman's. That's what I was arguing.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Right, but like even in like Zero and Azure, like you don't like.
From what I'm seeing from there isn't really like a bad guy so far. But if I had to take a guess, it's either gonna be like.
Yeah, you'll see. The villain in Zero or the villains or whatever. Yeah, but like the main villain of the arc, they're fine. They're like morally gray, I would say.
If I had to take a guess, it's leading to like, because I don't think it's gonna be someone who's like like big or like someone who we think is just gonna be evil. It's either gonna be like, the mobs are gonna be like the ones who inherit it, and one of them is a part of Ouroboros, or it's gonna be the bank guy.
Oh, you're talking about Dieter, yeah.
Yeah, him and his daughter.
Yeah.
It's either one. It's one of the two, and I don't know which one it's gonna be. If I have to take a guess, just because I don't think it's gonna be as obvious, it's gonna probably be the main people.
IBC. Yeah.
And then Osborne's not even like.
No, he definitely isn't.
Because he was just trying to do the best for his country.
Exactly. I mean,
while being morally wrong.
He literally fights for the commoners. Like, he's the one fighting for equality for both nobles and commoners. Like, that is the objectively noble thing to fight for. It's objectively good.
What's actually crazy is so is Oliver, but they're just so different.
Exactly. Like, because like Osborne is far more deceiving and brutal. Like, he are merciless. Like, he'll run through your country he doesn't care to make his
and through other
better.
countries.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
I loved that moment in third chapter when they're just like when Osborne comes in. I was thoroughly shocked by that.
Yeah.
Because I knew most of third, and then I see Osborne's and I'm like,
yo, their whole conversation is godlike, bro.
It is.
Oh my god. Do you remember? Was it in SC where it's like he shoots the rose and then it's like falling down? Was that SC? Right? That scene was awesome.
That was cool.
Because they called back to that scene in Cold Steel 3. I'm like, yo.
Anyways, I can't wait to play as the 60 characters in Hajimari.
Yeah, I know, right? It's actually like basically like 56. It's basically 60. It's
Jesus.
ridiculous.
Holy shit.
Because it's like
Hajimari will probably be the only game that I won't play until we do it on stream.
Really?
Yeah. That's my goal. Maybe fourth will be, but like third, I think I'm gonna play on my own. I don't know though yet. Well, I'll have to play through 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they should finish 1 and 2 first.
So let's see.
Getting ahead of himself.
Yeah, and Zero and Azure. Good fucking luck, my guy. But you're
Well,
like halfway through Zero, so.
But because One Piece likes to have an event every fucking day, and I can't like not do it because I want these units and I want a new legend.
Yeah.
That's called an addiction. I'm kidding. I know
hate
the pain. He's like, fuck you, don't call me out like
Fuck
that.
you. Fuck you.
I'm kidding, man.
I mean,
If they put Shadalls in Yu-Gi-Oh, right now I'd be like, what?
I know.
Like,
Oh,
if you just
sorry.
want to beat the game quickly, you could just skip all the side quests and just, like, bliss through the story. It's an option.
But I don't want to do that. I want to
I
like.
know.
I like to experience those games, which is
Yeah.
why we're just gonna experience the games for.
It'll be fun, yeah.
Like,
Like-
well, later
like,
today.
the
We
thing
can't
is that,
really,
like-
because I don't care about dating shit anyways. It's just gonna be like later today
Yeah.
on Twitch.
But the thing is, like, one thing is, like, when I played Sky, like, I played the original PSP versions, which have worse translations and don't have speed up and are not that fun. Sky without speed up, in my opinion, is almost unplayable. But anyway,
Sure.
so like I didn't do any side quests and stuff because like I did not have fun playing the game. The gameplay was not fun for me. So I just like let's do the story and was like I'm done. But like now I want to replay it and actually play through the story one day.
So that's what we're gonna do.
So I'm waiting for a PS4 release.
But that's what we're doing.
You want to do side quests? Because like
Yeah.
okay, I didn't think we'd do that for like an
No.
on-stream playthrough because like it's just gonna take a while.
Nah.
That just means more content.
That's true. That's true.
Sure. That's why
It's
we
gonna
do
take
it.
a while.
It's part of the Corona-proof the channel thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about Xenoblade.
Yes.
A game, by the way, which I'm not opposed to doing a versus of, but we have to. So we have so it's gonna be like how we're gonna do Fire Emblem, which is like you do it in chapters.
Oh, okay.
Like so because I don't know if
That's
we
a lot.
looked it up or if me and Brandon looked it up when we were on Discord call. But it's so I'm gonna backtrack here. So it would be like, so let's say we do Sacred Stones.
Mm-hmm.
One part is up to when they split up, so that would be 1 through 8 or 1 through 9.
I think it's 9.
Then they split up, so then one is Erica's, and then one is Ephraim's. I don't know how short or long they are. Would you
There's
say that?
Same amount.
This
No,
is
no, no,
chapters,
but would you say
Ephraim's
that,
are
like-
harder, so it's like that would
No, but
probably
would
take-
you say that like they are long enough to impose their own verses?
No.
So
There's
both,
6 chapters each.
so
Yeah,
both
I
at the
agree.
same time.
And the last chapter is the same chapter. It's
So-
just where you start in what the other lord has.
So you would just do
realized.
a save state, like right before you clicked one of their names,
Okay.
because that's where it stops. That's where the verses will stop. Then you would do both of theirs, so you have to do a save state on it and make sure that save state is there, and like don't save over it because you have to go back in order to win the verses.
Okay. And so which playthrough are we finishing through? Both of them?
Both?
Yeah, and then you would play through. Oh, do they have different outcomes? Whether you
Well, no. It's just like
you would do both for one verses. Then would you? Like,
well,
I
like
was
so
wondering.
the way it works is you do chapter 1 through 9. That's all.
Yeah.
And then you get to Ephraim joins, and then that's where the split happens. Chapter 9 through 15, or 9 through 14, or 10 through 14, totally fucking different. Ephraim's route, no maps are shared with Erica. Erica's route, no maps are shared with Ephraim. You granted the in certain characters you won't get in like until like they intersect at chapter 15. If you play Ephraim's route in chapter 15, Ephraim and your whole party starts here, and Erica starts over here with a mage and an archer. If you play Erica's route, Erica and the gang start over here, and Ephraim starts with a dark mage and a general.
So that's your
Like,
strategy.
didn't
You
give
have
her
to.
a fucking archer, bro.
So that-
She
so
needs to
that's-
herself.
So that's your strategy. You have to figure out which one you want more.
So
I
like,
guess for the end.
would we be allowed to say I have to, if I picked Ephraim first, I beat chapter 15 when they reunite, I then have to go back and get to Erica and beat chapter 15 when
And
they
then you would
reunite.
beat that part of the verses or that verses in general. So it'd be like 1 through 9 is its own. Them both are their own, and then the final one is
Is
like.
whatever
Would
route
you
I
rather
pick.
play Erica or would you rather play Eric?
Oh,
You
I
have
get
the
what you're saying.
choice.
So like once
But
I get
isn't everything after 15 together anyway?
yeah,
Yeah.
but like
So
No, but you
what
get
if
to
you-
pick
but
like.
what if you sacrifice the unit on one of your verses?
I
Like what if you're like, do I need null?
yeah.
And
but
You would just pick your better one if like that's what you.
Literally,
wanna
like,
do.
what if you get better items? And you're like, I think this save would carry me to the end.
I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, and then it would be if when those two get a versus, they would do that. So like for Xenoblade, it would be like I guess I don't know good stopping points. Like you would have to let me know.
Like speed run to Gower Plains. I don't know.
I guess speedrun the hour plane. I know a way to do that very quickly.
You do.
Glitchless.
That scares me. Anyway, Xenoblade.
Glitchless.
So let's talk about Future Connected, because you played through all of it.
I did. I beat it. First off,
What are your thoughts?
I underestimated my own skill because I read a Reddit thread that said if you play unoptimized, you should beat the game at 80, at level 80, and I was like, ooh, I'm level 73. They were like, if you play optimized, you beat it at 75. I was level 76. I was like, let's see if I can do this, and the final boss fight was a non-issue. It's not a very hard game if you know what you're doing, and if you're playing Future Connected first, you play the original Xenoblade, unless you know what you're doing.
So how was the new, I guess, was it a new combat system?
No, it's the exact same.
So what was
Only
different about it?
No visions, and the chain attack, or your big attack, is different. Instead of like going between each party member and picking an art, and if you pick the right color, it multiplies. It's you do these side quests for the Nopons called Pawn Specters, and there are 12 of them. The more you get, the more effective your chain attacks are.
People here.
And then there's like 3 things you can do. You can do damage, which is just you do a lot of damage. You can heal, which heal your party and you do more damage, or you do some damage, or you can do some damage and debuff the enemy, buff yourself. Always heal. And that's you deal damage doing it, and you get a mass heal.
Yeah, but it says JRPG heal.
Also in Xenoblade, you get healers. The healer is not good. Charlotte isn't good in the original Xenoblade, and the healer in Future Connected is a Charlotte clone. To the T, they have the same arts. The other Nopon is a Rhyme
so
clone.
Loud.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's the only you don't get visions, and the chain attack is different. Other than that, it's the exact same battle system. There's nothing different. And oh my god, this game made so many quality of life changes. You can track the side quests. So you know those fucking bullshit quests where it's like find an item somewhere in this giant fucking Gower plane? You press one button, it'll tell you what area the item is in. You go around the map, it'll show you it's right here.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And when you track them, the arrow turns blue.
But is that in the main game too? Or
Yeah.
Thank fucking god.
Main game.
So is it easier?
Yeah, the map.
Thank god. It's less bullshit.
It's a button. You
Oh.
click the stick and it overlays.
That's
So you don't
so
have to go in and then pause and go, that's here. Wait, no, it's here. Like you can in real time move and be like, oh wait, no, that's right here.
That's so
I'm
good.
reading it
That's
wrong
cool.
because I was looking at the map this way, but I was faced this way. There's an auto run button.
So
It'll run you right.
Yeah.
It'll run you in the direction you're looking at.
That's so. Oh,
So you just press it. I think you can use it in battle too.
Okay, really?
I mean, you
I don't
should.
know. I don't know. I don't know if it would, but
Straight line.
I guess.
And also, instead of like the arrow, it has a direct path. Like if the game's like go here, it has a path on the mini map for you to follow.
God, thank you. Oh, that's
And
so good.
if you turn around or if you go on a ledge,
so good.
it immediately updates.
streamlining
That's
the
so fucking better, bro.
streamlining the video game.
Oh my god, the game is.
So
And
you
like
don't understand, bro.
instead of like the little whenever you would like try to pause, you would like have to press a button, then the menu would pop up, and then you'd go in, you have to like click. No, you press a button, everything, party members, equipment, change time. Oh my god, the biggest quality of life they changed. So in Xenoblade, you can equip gems to your armor to buff them. There's one problem when you go into the shop and hover over an item, it compares the item you want to buy to your current item with its stat buffs. In this game, you can turn that off, so it will show you comparatively with your stat buffs and without. So what you would have to do in the original game is either memorize or take a picture of your entire gem slot, unequip everything, go in the store, re-equip your new stuff, re-equip your gems, and you have 7 party members by the end of the game. It's quite a bit.
I feel like they should have called the game Xenoblade Chronicles what it should have been.
By this one.
Yeah.
By the... Also, I like saw a cutscene from the original one. I'm like, I played that.
So what happens at the end? Because I would love to know.
Remember how I said I was willing to bet a lot of money that Rex and the gang was going to show up?
Please tell me that's what it is.
I would lose that bet because there are like next to no Xenoblade 2. There are Easter eggs. There's no connections at all.
So what's the end?
It's surprisingly enough, it's a Xenosaga reference and connection because the final boss is literally just a enemy type in that game. It's It's not anything big. It's just we're on the shoulder. There's a monster there. Like, hey, Alchemoth's over there, and that's where the monster lives now. Let's go beat it. And you beat it, and then Melia becomes the Empress. And you save a bunch of Hyentia and Nopon and Machna and Homs that all live on the shoulder.
Wait, there are Hyentias, like, still alive?
Yeah, because all the ones that have Hom's blood in them, like enough, didn't turn to Telethia. That's why Melia didn't, because she's 80% Homs. If you're mostly Hyentia, there's too much ether in you. You turn into a Telethia.
But they all ended up dying, like the Hyentia and everything.
Well, no, a lot of them are alive. There's like a whole civilization of them.
But I thought they all turned into the thing.
Hyentia that are pure blood Hyentia.
Yeah.
Hyentia with Hom's blood in them don't.
There were a lot of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was like a big point that like the next successor, Melia, is mostly Homs. There was a whole like group of people that were like, if you're not pure blood, then you're trash. So like you can actually like go through the affinity chart and all the people that die you can realize are pure bloods. And like I think there's even one quest where this guy's like, fuck Hom's blood, they suck ass, and then everyone turns into Hyentia and you realize he didn't. You're like, buddy, you're not a pure blood. You're like you're just the Hitler of this universe. You're mad at what you are. And so it's like so there's a lot that, and you run into old like NPCs. Like there's one kid, the game just there's a side quest you won't do till end game. The game totally expects you did it. Because they're like, Teal'c! They're like, we're so sorry about your mother. And at first I was like, what happened to his mom? I was like, oh right, she was a Telethia. But there's a heart-to-heart at the end, like right outside the final boss room, where Melia says to Shulk she has a bad feeling. She has like a premonition of like death and destruction, or like just misery and a dark cloud over the world. And Shulk's like, well, we are about to go fight a monster. You might just be nervous. And the director of the series made a statement. He said, this game at heart is a, quote, waystone to the future of the entire series. He said, the things the characters say and do is the future of the series. And a lot of people are like, that heart's weird because Melia's worried something's wrong's going to happen, and literally nothing goes wrong.
And that's it so far?
What?
What, in like Future Connected?
Yeah, nothing really bad happens. If anything,
So-
you win.
so-
You save Alchemoth, the Hyentia live back there, Melia's the Empress now.
So something tells me that that's just leading to Xenoblade 3.
Yep, exactly.
So what happens if when everything was connecting, what if it wasn't just the Xenoblade 2 people? What if it was also the Xenoblade Saga people? Like,
Well, we already know that's connected.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what if, like, they're actually all going to be a part of that same... Why are they upstairs? Why aren't they just outside?
Because they're
I guess Michelle's here. If I had to take a guess, that's what it is.
Is he allowed to use characters from Dino?
Saga? Yeah, those are his.
Oh.
It's Xenogears. He's not allowed because those are Square Enix.
Right.
Square...
Or Squaresoft.
Right.
Sorry, that's what it was back then.
Square, more or less, might actually, like...
Square doesn't care, though. He flat out... They could copy... They could, like... sue him so hard. The Zohar is in Xenosaga. It's called the Zohar.
But like you said,
Oh, Xenogears.
Oh.
It's in every game.
Right, but I feel like that's not something. I don't know. You could.
You see it multiple times. I mean, the design changed of it.
So it's
it
like
used to
that's
just be a
technically
light.
a different thing, so they can.
So
get away
I
with
think that what's his name is gonna. I don't think Square's gonna be stingy about that one, like they are with Gino, but you know.
Tetsuya Takahashi.
Yeah, like,
He's a great
I think they'll be.
I bet
fine.
he could be like, listen, like especially if Nintendo was.
If
behind him,
Nintendo was just like,
he'd be like,
hey, like, can we just buy these off of you? And they'd be like, sure. Hey, what about Gino? No Maggies.
No.
Okay.
But he did say something interesting. He said all the games are basically like they not that they're not connected, but they sort of stand alone, even though they are connected. Like that's not him being like no, that theory's wrong. Like they in Xenoblade 2, they basically one cutscene flat out says the entire Xeno series is connected by this one thing. There's no denying it. But that gives credence to the idea that maybe we're never going to get a game where all the characters meet. But we also once got an interview that said Xenoblade 2 is Xenoblade 2 solely because it plays like the original Xenoblade and it has a greater focus on story. And he's like, it's not connected to one. And then at the end of the game, you hear Shulk's voice, and then you're like, all right, you fucking liar. But like, also, what was he gonna be like? Oh, Xenoblade 2, a direct sequel to 1? Yeah, Zanza and Shulk are in it.
Exactly, he can't say that, so it's like.
So like that line might have just been like his way of being like, oh, they're totally never gonna connect. Make it happen. But I'm waiting for X2 to never come out. That poor game.
It was a really cool picture. It was like all like the
Elma officially
late games. It was like Elma, Shulk, Rex, and then like their party members.
Oh, I think I've seen that picture.
Really
Yeah.
cool. It was for like what year
The
anniversary?
Xeno
10th? I don't know.
20th.
20th? Yeah.
Yeah, Xeno's 20th anniversary. It's a really cool picture, and I'm waiting for the day he gets to do it with all the characters. But I mean, it was interesting. Like, Future Connected was good. The reason why I like know all this stuff, I watched a 40-minute video on it. It's really 20 minutes. He just put a lot of cutscenes in it. But if you didn't know all this if you didn't have the deep big brain Xeno lore like I have from watching YouTube videos, you would just be like, so they just beat it? What was the Fog King? They don't explain it. The game does not fucking care. We only barely know what it is. Like, there's a lot of theories that, like, it's Zanza's remains of this world. Like, we're like, why did it come? Like, why did it show up?
What?
The Fog King, like, the final boss of the epilogue, is this monster that has no physical form unless you shoot a lot of ether at it, and then it has one. And that's an enemy in Xenosaga. It's a kind of enemy that would show up, and they would have to pump it full of ether to give it a form to kill. And we were like, well, why is it here? Because they even mention it in the game. They're like, well, it's not because we recreated the universe, because it's been a year since we've done that. So this thing kind of just showed up. But once you know. I just threw my phone for.
And I think that is the bell to.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a really good
Pokemon.
Really good epilogue. Play it.
Yeah.
And if not, play the original game. It's just as good. Don't buy any other version. You're not playing the new 3DS version. You're not playing the Wii version.
No, get this one.
Just play the Switch version.
Alright, let's talk about Isle of Armor.
10 out of 10 amazing game. Black 2, White 2. Kyle's gonna like punch through the...
No, it's because I've been dealing with them all week.
Oh no.
So this is... Yeah, it's my...
Worst part is there's no door to close. Imagine it's like like he closes the stairs.
I don't know why they're all in here, which is my problem.
Well, your dad's home at least, so he can deal with that.
Yeah, he barely wants to deal with it.
But hey, he's of higher authority, so.
He is, yeah, I hope he's home. So let's talk about Isle of Armor.
You didn't say he was leaving?
Yeah, I think there was a reason. They're good people. They're just loud as fuck.
Anyway, so
yeah,
I've actually not seen anything of Isle of Armor.
I've seen like Alfred's video on it.
So it was 3 hours, and again, it was 3 hours in the right. Again, step in the right direction. We have to. I cannot preference this enough. Even though we're gonna go a step in the wrong direction next Thursday. If because we all believe it's the same thing. I'm gonna bring up different stuff, but I truly believe it is going to be. I'm already dreading.
It doesn't affect. I don't care.
It's just like it hurts. It's like I just want one thing, and then I stop asking
because so many people want it. They know so many people want it, and we still have to wait.
You know, here's the thing. I actually kind of don't mind waiting, only because if it came out with 8th gen, I would get Gigantamax instead.
No, that's not true.
Really?
You know why? Because literally every other game gets megas other than the new games. Mystery Dungeon, go.
Go ahead, Mega.
Let's Go. Yeah, and Let's Go is more closer to the remake versions than everything else. And Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had it. Not only that, but it looks like they're not gonna say, oh, look at all of these I'm studying these for Sinnoh because Sinnoh just automatically got them. Unless Professor Rowan comes to Oak comes to the Crown Tundra, because, by the way, spoiler alert, none of them are there. For Isle of Armor, yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
They don't mention anything about Sinnoh, at all. So, my thought is, we're just gonna get megas. Like, because you would be like, it would be stupid to want to make Gigantamaxes and try to make stadiums in Pokemon for those games.
That's
when
true.
they're just gonna be remakes, which would be way easier to just do megas.
How
Yeah.
funny would it be at the end of the gym puzzle? They're like, "Alright, you gotta go in this hole to go
Yeah.
to the Dynamax area,"
Right.
and then they go in, and then you're like, "Oh, cool, this no
Yeah.
stakes." The totally defect.
Like,
any
I'd
levels.
understand doing new Gigantamaxes for Sword and Shield remakes.
But Gigantamaxes are Mega Evolutions that last 3 turns.
And are way shittier.
Much.
Every
Oh, and also
every regard.
Pokemon Masters has it too. So it's like Megas. They don't have
Megas is the
Gigantamaxes
best one.
because Megas are the best. They know what they have, and they're just gonna and that's how they sell these side games. Not because they're remakes or whatever. It's because they have Megas in them.
Bro, I want to play just one game with Megas. Then let me have this, please.
Diamond and Pearl, I guarantee will have
Oh,
Megas.
yeah,
I
I'm gonna start
I can't see it the other way around.
Yeah. Although I mean, this is because it's Pokemon. Like, it sucks that it has to be
Also,
conversions again.
I know that this is gonna.
Like platinum.
I'll mention it when we get to our predictions. Okay. So, Isle of Armor DLC. First of all, Rivals. I played Clara. I don't know how Avery is, but I'm assuming he's the same exact way.
Apparently, they have the same Pokemon.
I haven't
They
even
do.
seen what that guy
They
looks
have a
like. I
Slowbro.
No idea.
They both
Blonde
have
man
slow.
with top hat and Pokeballs around him because he's
He-
psychic.
Claire's is better. Check.
Clara is like a shy type that's like real. She's like really a tsundere, like shy
They knew
type to
what
the
they were
public.
Yeah, they
Great
They
character.
did.
By the way,
Great.
she's a real rival. Great character. I'm sure Avery probably acts like Blue. I'm sure.
Avery looks like a character in
Look
the
him up.
anime that they'd be like, "Oh my god, we're going to the Pokemon Magic Show," and they act like it's a big thing, and you're like, "I'm waiting." Evolve, dude. I can't tell you.
Evolve?
Like, Ash never evolves his Pokemon. I can't tell you how happy I was in the dumbass episode where he was doing like
What's
the
his
air
name?
battles. Avery. When his Staravia evolved finally, I was like, "Oh, in the fucking side episode, he gets a Staraptor."
But
he
yeah,
doesn't
I
look
think
cool at all.
what?
Looks lame as hell.
No, but I feel like if you made Clara one way, you probably made him more like a Blue
Oh, he has
over
different
like
Pokemon.
anything else.
This says here he specializes in psychic.
Yeah,
She's
but-
like, what is it?
Slowbro is psychic poison.
Yeah. No, so that's my thought. I don't know how you guys feel about.
Oh, in
The
like, this version.
Galarians.
Got it. Okay, I was about
Yeah.
to say, like, wait.
No,
Yeah,
it's water
so-
psychic normally.
I was saying like I that's how I think it is. Like I think Avery kind of has to act similar to her. So I think he probably was more like a Blue over anything else with his personality.
Yeah,
Over like I guess more closer like it would be like a mixture of like a berry and a blue.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how else to put. He's definitely not silver territory.
I mean,
although,
he just seems boring.
so his Pokemon,
Yeah.
real quick, are just he's got a Rapidash,
Yep.
Zubat,
Yep.
Gabra, and Slowbro.
Yep. Makes sense.
Is that the same that what she had? Don't know.
No, 'cause she had poisons.
She does
Oh,
have
okay, so they do have
Pokemon.
phones.
So yeah, like it was stupid that they did that. Like it should have just been Clara the whole time. And not only that, but the Dojo Masters cool. Going through the tower was cool. I got $5 off of it, so that's fun.
Is the other Tundra thing
Urshifu's fun. Yeah.
another, like, is that
That's another DLC pack
wow?
that you
Yeah.
have to buy.
How
in-
much was this?
So it's
$15?
they're technically 15 each, both 30. It came with 140 new mons.
I mean,
They're not new though. But
Old
yes,
new.
Use the game.
Sure.
so who got added back in?
That's trash.
Like, name some-
Abra line.
The Abra line? Oh, they weren't in? That's fucked.
No, yeah, right.
That's so evil.
Big yikes. I'm
They
sorry.
still didn't add any
That's
new starters
gross.
into the games.
Wait, I thought they said Bulbasaur and Squirtle were coming in.
So if you have Pokemon Home, you could have added them already.
Oh.
that's how they're coming.
Neil, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Dude, your head. Thud.
I love that for you.
I thought they. Did they just not care? I
Yes.
thought they sucked Gen 1's dick.
So 400. So there were
But they gotta sell
400
home.
mons
Exactly.
in the Galarian Pokédex.
Oh, cool. They're
There were
halfway there.
34 data. Hold on, there were 34 data mined.
34.
that you could already add to the game once Pokemon Home came out, including Mewtwo, Mew, Bulbasaur line, Squirtle
So
line,
basically, there were Pokemon that they
Alolan
could
starters,
have
Ultra
put in the
Beasts,
game, which
Unova starters.
So the legendaries as starters.
Yeah. Unova, like, legendaries. Yeah.
Pokemon is so lazy.
They're lazy. That's all it
It's
is.
a shitty game.
That's all it is.
They're-
And
they're only now halfway there.
anyways, they're gonna be doing DLC from now on. Apparently, it's been data mined that they're gonna add the rest of the Pokemon back.
Oh,
Oh wow!
So
we're
wait,
gonna have all the Pokemon
all right.
we had
At this
from
rate,
last generation.
we're going to
Whoa.
have to spend $200 to get the rest of the Pokedex.
No.
How?
Well, think of it. They added 140 Pokemon. Now we're at 400.
No,
Dex.
no.
If we're at
Apparently,
100
Crown Tundra's just gonna add the rest of them, unless they're gonna. But there is actually room, or like a little thing, for a third expansion that we found on the map data mined.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I would not be shocked if it was a little $5 thing. That's maybe an introduction.
It's
The
Pokemon.
Sinnoh
They're not gonna
remakes or
give
the
it you
Johto or the
$5.
Let's Go
It's gonna be
Johtos.
$30.
Maybe 15 to 30 for sure.
It's gonna no. It's not gonna be 15. It's gonna be 20 because it's
Oh,
its
true.
own thing.
Yes, yeah, you're
They're
right.
gonna be
Or
for
it could be a,
$20 price.
it could be a thing for Zarude, the
mythic
movie mon.
Pokemon, yeah.
That's what it could be
It
too.
could be for Zaweldo. They were like,
And
oh,
you-
if 10,000 people do this, or like 1 million, we'll give you the shiny one. It's like, you
Yeah.
underestimate people. Fire Emblem Heroes, when it first came out, we were like, oh, here's this tweet. If it gets 500,000 retweets, we're giving every player it was like 100,000.
I was gonna say, 'cause that's a lot.
It was like, if it gets 100,000 retweets, every player in the game gets 100,000 feathers. And in the beginning, feathers were really important. It took 1 day.
Yeah.
And
I remember
they were
that.
like,
I remember that.
everyone was like, they did not think they had that many fans.
No. They severely
It's like, this is
underestimated.
Fire Emblem. We all hated Fates.
Yeah.
This isn't Fates. We bought it. Anyway. So, yeah.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I mean, I think so too. I mean, alright, hear me out when I say this. I think dismantling concentration camps is a step in the right direction. Doesn't mean you should have started that way.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, 'cause like, that's like a step, they're actually going backwards. It's like,
That's 2 step forwards, 1 step, 2 step backwards, 1 step forward, and if we get there, another step forward.
yeah. At best, we end up where we were before. At best.
What's
So it's gonna take us
That's
$100 to get to status
That's
quo.
not.
okay?
Yeah, that's
What's
not forward.
sad is that's what Pokemon has become, and I understand. But however, they're gonna do DLC from now on.
They are.
They already confirmed it. We're already not gonna have some mons in the games
Yeah.
already. Even if they do have the sprites for them, it doesn't matter.
I swear to God, if Pokemon.
It's very
If Smash can do it, we can, said
It's a
every
completely
Nintendo
different
developer.
thing. Yeah. Also, I swear to God, if Diamond and Pearl remakes
Look,
DL fucking C, I'm burning down Game
I
Freak,
guarantee
bro.
you, both of you, hear me now. The Battle Frontier will be DLC.
Oh my.
That whole extra island you have to get
There's
from
no
Snow Point,
way.
whole area
Oh my
locked
God.
off, right away.
Yo.
And guess what? They're not even going to announce
so
it.
my thought is actually
You're gonna have to get there and find out, and they'll be like, "Oh, DLC."
my thought is actually
I'll
they're
actually
probably going to add new areas, not the ones that like already exist are gonna be DLC.
I know it's gonna be DLC.
What?
And there's also gonna be new megas also with the DLC.
All the mythic Pokemon we couldn't
Oh
get.
my God.
That's what they're gonna be. They're gonna call it the Mythic expansion,
Oh.
and you're gonna
my
get to
God,
go to Crescent
stop.
Island and Nightmare Island or whatever it's called, and
the
you're gonna
Azure Flute.
and then you're gonna walk up to Arceus.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Although we don't really know. Hello. Are the
Thank you,
Sidemans
Mr.
back outside?
was 55, right?
Yeah.
Are the Sidemans back outside?
They left.
We're so loud.
They're the Sidemans.
I
They're
know.
loud.
He's like, tell me about it.
They're loud. What are you gonna do?
I know.
You work with them. You should know better by now.
I know.
So Daniel calls the woman across the street, and she says, "Well, they were driving like a black Cadillac. Who was that?" And the woman goes, "I don't know." And she goes, "Thanks for letting me know." And she hung up. The guy almost hit my car. Thanks for letting me know. Hung up on him. I said, if they did that to me, I would park every car in the world across from them.
hit Daniel.
And then let them keep hitting cars, and I'll call the police on them, and I'll say, I think they're doing it intentionally. It's exactly what I would do. Because, you do it once. You do it twice. You do it like 5-6 times.
Let's see, they hit the vent. They hit
Two's a
the
coincidence.
ventilation
Yeah.
truck.
More's a
They
pattern.
called the car company on
Yeah.
Jack, and then they
They call Toyota and they're like,
and then now
"This
they hit
car."
Daniel.
Or Chevy hit.
Well, they didn't hit Daniel. They almost hit. And he's got a brand new car, so they almost.
Yeah, he has a Vivas car.
Right, except in a different color. So
Yeah.
he was shaken up because and he gets excited and
Of course he does.
he
Yeah, he's Daniel.
let him hit Sahava's car.
Oh my gosh.
She won't let him get away with it.
No,
I hope to pay.
that's an instant police.
Instant police. Frame one.
Frame one. They're here.
So that
Frame
was
one
a good,
sirens.
Yeah.
that was a good little break. So now we could.
Oh yeah, a little deluge, a little
So now we
interlude.
could talk about
The Isle of Charm. Oh,
no. Let's talk
What's
about.
that?
let's talk-
speculations. Speculations.
We have one last thing to talk about. We all
I
think
gotta
it's,
go back and watch that because there's no way that man had
What?
there are a few
What?
things to talk about.
the like Pokemon thing.
Oh.
What?
Here, keep talking. I'm gonna mute it. Like-
There are a few things to mention here. First of all, before we do anything, let's just talk about the fact that he didn't say game. He said project. I looked up Ishihara, by the way.
Okay.
He's not from Game Freak. He's from the Pokemon Company.
That's right.
Wait, where are these colored things in question?
What?
Gold and silver things that
You're gonna see it at the beginning.
at the beginning.
But
I thought it was
like
at the end.
behind him.
I thought it was at the end.
It's at both. It doesn't matter. But like it just once you're at the beginning, it's just his place.
Okay, a little off topic. Remember when like Sakurai had a yellow and purple chair
I
behind
know,
him?
I
People
know.
were like,
Luigi.
The problem is Pokemon Company actually does
I know,
this.
I know.
Which is
Just-
where Smash people get it because they intersect sometimes.
Yeah,
Where?
yeah,
The
yeah.
statues?
Yeah.
Oh.
Figures.
Oh yeah.
So I could point each
Oh,
of them
and
out
they
to
have
you.
a Lugia next to them.
So
And, oh wow! And that.
there's
That's
a
bad.
there's-
They're all Johto Pokemon.
they're all Johto Pokemon. There's a Mewtwo.
Except-
there's a
except for Mewtwo.
Lapras.
And Lapras, yeah. And there's a.
There's a Pikachu as well. There's an Eevee, Umbreon, Espeon. There's also hold on. There's Pikachu and Dark Pikachu.
There's a Dark Pikachu. There's.
Dark Pikachu?
There's
Not
a
only that, but
Palpitoad.
behind them is a Let's Go. There's probably one of them is probably the Let's Go switches.
Yep.
They're probably Let's Go switches. It's very obvious. However, this could be all. So here's our first option. That's all real. There is no we're fucking with you. That's real. We are getting Let's Go Johto.
What if it's a bait,
What?
That's the biggest bait of all is
Imagine.
forgiven.
bro? Imagine.
No,
if
imagine-
it's a
bait
bro.
ever.
No, imagine it's like
God.
Pikachu like goes into the screen and we think, oh my god, it's Let's Go too. And then all of a sudden it's just Pikachu waving and you're in Sinnoh and it's just like, what?
That would
and it's just
actually be the great.
no, and not only that, but it doesn't look like Let's Go, it looks like an actual Pokemon game and it's just like
How great would it be if like it's Pikachu like running through Johto and you're like, oh no, it's gonna be
Every
Let's Go. And then he gets to Jasmine. She's like on the boat. She's like, I'm going to a place called Sinnoh. And then it,
Shit.
because she's in Sinnoh.
Yeah, that's right.
not only so I was
Funny
reading
story.
so I've been watching
That's not gonna
watching a lot more
No, it's not.
Pokemon I
That's
guess
Wednesday
content
this
on
gets announced,
YouTube.
right?
I've been watching more content of like Pokemon on YouTube and whatnot.
Okay.
Every single person watched Gen 4 remakes. They
Literally.
everybody does not want Let's Go.
No one cares
Yeah.
about it.
It's like people are gonna buy it because that's your fucking channel, but that's about it. But these are not gonna be as successful as Let's Go Pikachu Let's Go
When
Eevee.
they go, damn, those games sold really well, and we kept acting like we weren't gonna make them. Like here,
But the remakes always make good money.
you know what annoys
That's
me?
true. 'Cause they're really,
This is all I want anymore. Gen 4's not even my favorite Pokemon game.
That's-
I'm just
that's
not
true.
gonna ask for
That's
Black
true.
and White 2. This is actually all I want.
You know what I want?
I forgot.
I
thought it
want
was
Gen 5 remakes, but I want the
Funny.
Gen 5 remakes to have both versions.
See, that's my thing, but also I don't have a problem with Gen 5. I think it's fine as is. I just need Gen 4 to be faster.
Yeah.
better.
Plus, like, I want Mega Inferni, bro. That's
Oh.
it. That's all I
Mega
really
Inferni,
care about, bro.
Mega Torterra,
Oh my-
Mega.
Mega
Empoleon.
Empoleon.
Hold on.
I mean,
Primal
Empoleon,
Dialga Cannon.
That.
Primal
I need
Palkia
that.
Cannon. Primal
Guaranteed-
Arceus.
Oh my
No,
god.
dude.
Divine Arceus.
You know, it'd be cool.
Time.
Like Torterra, he becomes a whole continent, and Empoleon has like a cape and everything, like true regality,
Yeah.
and then Inferni gets jacked.
Dude, okay, hold. I'm a little.
Would you rather
I
have that or
Inferni-
multiple arm Inferni?
Hold on.
Would you
What
rather
about
have
Sun
forearms
Wukong
or-
Inferni?
What?
What about Sun Wukong Inferni?
Yeah, I want him to like a
Like with
fire
a s-
staff.
A fire
Oh.
Like he's got,
staff. That's how
yeah.
I imagine.
That's what I want. I want
That's
like
what
a fire
everybody-
scarf or something.
Oh, that'd be
Although,
cool.
however, they might not do that because remember when Oras, they were just like, oh yeah, we were gonna do Mega Flygon, but like we
They thought he was
decided,
ugly.
but we saw everybody else's designs and we couldn't think of anything else original.
Yeah,
And
so
it was
they
just
might have
like,
come up with good ideas.
Instead of that, why not just have a contest and see who fucking wins to have
Because
their
that
Mega
would
in
be
the
letting
game?
the fans do something, and then that would prove they can't do it anymore.
Oh, true. So
One thing
true.
you will
That-
learn about
that's why the
writing and
that's why the-
design.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, you go.
That's why the Pokemon fan games are so good.
The one thing you'll learn about companies in terms of writing and design, if a fan comes up with it, they're not doing it that way.
Yeah.
Because the fans will probably come up with a good idea, and that means they're copying the fans, and they will admit any idea they made was not as good as a fan.
It's just not that, but usually the stuff that's made by fans is free. So there's like, why would I do the thing that I would just get for free? You know, it's like why.
Also, they think like, oh, they're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Like, did you watch the new Code Geass movie?
Not yet.
I guarantee you, it's not every fan theory how Lelouch is alive.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Every
I
fan
forgot.
theory, says he got his dad's code, and because everyone says that, they're not going to do that. Because
Yeah.
that's a smart answer, because they set themselves up for that.
Right.
We figured it out, and writers hate getting found out.
Yeah, that's why Oda has like 10 different endings
Yeah,
for
plus-
One Piece.
Plus, it's like if I said, oh, if I guessed your ending before, it's just not as impressive when I see it. I'm like, oh, I already knew that. It's like, so if they want to make you like, wow.
Do you know the Game of
Well, the
Thrones
thing is
author
like-
has
is
something
like
to
for-
say about that?
Really?
He agrees with you, but also like he said like if you write a whodunit story, you say the maid did it. Then you see it like you're writing like a series, like you say you're writing 2 books,
Yeah.
and you put out the first book, and then someone basically comes up with the theory of how it happens. Oh, the maid did it. She did it this way.
Yeah.
It works out because this, that, the other thing. They basically hit the nail on the head. If you change it to the butler, you ruin the story.
Yeah, but that's different. That's a whodunit story.
So
yeah, but
it's-
like as in like if you are writing your story or going to write something, someone's like, oh, it's gonna be like this.
well,
You
okay.
can't change it just because you saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to, I guess, yeah. Going back to going back to Trails, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know how that's gonna end.
We don't though. What do you mean? We definitely
Obviously, the ending's gonna be everybody is gonna be peaceful. It's gonna be peaceful and
don't. I
everything's
mean,
gonna be
obviously,
fine. But we don't know how we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be shocked when that happens. I'm just gonna wait to see like how an anime like we.
That'd be
It's
some
like,
fun
in One
shit,
Piece,
though.
you know Luffy's going to get the One Piece. That's gonna happen. It's the whole point of the show.
But I'm waiting to see
know.
like where everybody goes afterwards.
Right.
So to me, I don't really care about the ending. I care what makes sense for the characters after the fact, because that's how anime normally is.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, for example, the Code Geass thing, how Lelouch is alive is important. It's not the ending, but it's like a major plot point. So, like, that's different. Like, the ending, sure, anyone could guess a general idea what the ending is going to be like, but, like, stuff like this, where it's not like, that's where it's like, oh, like, they want to, especially if their intention is to shock you, and then the whole thing is just like, no, well, I guess you saw everything coming, so I didn't.
Well, I just don't think like the. Oh well, I guess I don't know. But what were we talking about before?
That's a great question. I was actually going to ask.
Actually, yeah, that is a.
Okay. Let's go back to the.
Why,
Let's go-
I remember how we got on this tangent.
Okay.
Because you guys had a great idea for Mega Infernape, and we said no one would ever do it.
Oh, right.
And then I
got
mentioned Mega Flygon, and then okay.
Right.
Let's go back. Okay, first idea is they're not bullshitting us. They showed all of their cards. It's Let's Go Johto. First of all, we have to go with. I think it's going to be Let's Go Meryl and Let's Go Togepi only because Meryl was Peekaboo.
I remember that. Yeah, I agree with you.
And not only that, but Togepi was Misty's Mon. and Tracy was a very big part in the anime for a very short time.
Yeah. Oh man, what a dog shit set of two Pokemon to get.
Yeah, but like it's so funny. It's
And
very important for a very
short amount of time. That's like being like he starred in a whole half episode.
This is so funny.
No, he
But-
starred for
No,
a
I
whole
know.
entire series.
For like Orange Island.
Because Brock was just like, I'm gonna simp for you, Professor
But
Veronica. And then everybody hates Tracy, so the Pokemon Company
So
literally
put
tells
back.
them, "Alright, go back to the island and pick Brock the fuck
Alright,
up."
so who would you rather have, the Meryl or the Togepi?
I'm going Meryl.
Meryl.
Love Meryl.
Togepi for sure.
Why? Why each of you?
Because Togepi learns Metronome and that's a funny move. So
It is.
Would you say the evolutions have a hand in your picks?
No.
Togekiss is fine, but like Metronome.
I love Togekiss and I love Azumarill. I love both of them.
Because your evolutions don't matter. They're not going to evolve.
They're not.
Pikachu and Eevee can't evolve in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You have to catch a different Pikachu and a different
So,
Eevee
right,
to go
plus-
catch them.
Plus, is Togekiss even
What?
in Gen 2? No,
but
right?
I mean, no. It's Togepi to Togetic.
Alright,
Right,
so
it's
what
not
do
Togekiss
you
yet,
guys
okay.
believe it's going
That's
to
actually
be?
trash.
Do you guys believe what I think, or do you guys have different thoughts of who it's going to be?
No.
I mean, I thought it was going to be Mareep and, bless you, Togepi, because, you know, just the generic haha Eevee normal type Pokemon, and then the Pikachu wannabe. But Meryl makes sense, because that was...
Because my thought for Gen 3, if we even get to that, if these sell good,
is
Which
mine
they
and
will.
Plusle.
or
Pokemon.
is mine and Plusle all the way?
Yeah.
And then what about you? Your thought? Do you have any other thoughts?
Not really.
The other options are
It's
Let's Go Pikachu 2 and Let's Go Eevee 2. You just continue with the two of them.
It's gonna be boring if you got the same starter every time. I don't know.
The other option is, and I can't believe there are a couple of others. There is just Let's Go Gold and Let's Go Silver, and it's just the star. It's just
I'd
those,
rather
but
have that.
What if Let's
no,
Go
but
Lugia,
hold on,
Let's Go
hold
Home?
on. The problem is you don't have a partner Pokemon at that point unless you have the starters, and that's kind of lame. I feel like because these should be like, because because I feel like at least with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, they had their own twist on it. Whereas as much as I love Cyndaquil, it just wouldn't feel right if it was just the same starters, in my opinion.
Maybe like, what's the point? Kinda. I get that.
Yeah,
But then they let you catch them anyway, so...
Yeah.
but then you're able to catch the starters anyways, and then it's just like that's kind of lame too.
No, I think.
So it's like I would rather just catch them.
And you know you can box the partner Pokemon. So I could just be like, no, I'm just
But
gonna
it's
put my
just like,
starter.
but I feel like that's not like the definitive way to play.
That's what I'm gonna do, dude. I would box the fuck out of both those
But
Pokemon.
are you really gonna buy it?
No, I'm saying no. God, no. If
That's what I was saying. We're all three of us. By the way, all three. Anybody who is on this channel, we're not buying this.
We go to each other's houses and we all hide our individual copies of the Let's Go
We
series.
really have the accessory to Pokemon.
Like
this.
we go behind Kyle's bar and he's like, fuck, please don't move the bottle, please don't move the bottle. That's where I keep Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Deluxe editions, please.
Like,
and then we move it. We're like,
please.
Kyle, what is this?
Actually, I find it's right here.
Yeah, when you
Oh,
bash your
shit,
head,
you
it
caught me.
falls.
Yeah.
No, they come back and they bang the chairs and the ceiling tile falls and it's Let's Go Pikachu, and then it's his it's his money that's a save for shilling for Pokemon.
Anyways, yeah, and then my other option is if we really want to copy the third game, Crystal. So my thought actually, and this is not happening, and if this did, broken as fuck. And by the way, the other ones, instead of Let's Go Gold and Let's Go Silver, it could be just Let's Go Ho and Let's Go Lugia, which would be broken.
Yeah.
It could also be, because of Crystal, Let's Go Suicune and Let's Go Celebi. Broken. Just want to I'm just putting out ideas into the world.
I like Let's Go Ho and Let's Go Lugia.
I-
I want to start
I
with
have-
Lugia, is what I'm saying.
I have an idea and it would make me laugh. We go, Let's Go Ho and Let's Go Lugia, and they go, 2 new Pokemon have been discovered. Ho-Oh Jr. and Lugia Jr.
Oh my
and
God.
they're
Oh my
tiny
God.
versions of themselves. And that is what you get. You get
That's
a
so
tiny Lugia and a
funny.
tiny Ho-Oh
Yeah.
walking around acting like ferocious gods.
I love
and
it.
you're just like, haha,
beautiful.
silly Pokemon.
That's actually funny. And then also,
Really
what if you
funny.
had like a chibi like Lugia, a chibi Suicune, and just an underpowered Celebi?
Exactly, just tiny. Celebi's just an actual
Anyways,
person.
I'm just gonna bet it's I'm just gonna take a bet. It's Let's Go Meryl, Let's Go Togepi. However, if it's Pikachu and Eevee 2, I wouldn't be shocked.
I will agree with you on the first bet. I thought you were going. Anyway, I'm gonna buy it. And then I was like, "Where's all that talk a minute ago?"
I'm gonna buy it. We were all wrong. China. Anyways,
When did third gen remix come out?
2014.
wild. They're normally like spaced apart, like really big. Like
Yeah, but the Gen what do you call it? Gen 4, Gen 2 remix came out in 2010.
so it was
that's
so
4
from
years.
Gen 1 to Gen 4, it was also 6 years. 6 years.
I mean, Gen 1 to Gen 2.
Gen 1 to Gen 2.
Yeah, it
Gen,
was 6
Gen 2
years.
to Gen 3.
It was 4 years.
It was 4 years.
Yeah, we're
Gen-
at
so,
6
so
years.
now we're
This
at
is
6 years.
so it's-
We're reaching it.
We're hoping they're
breaking
announced-
new records.
So that actually is a great segue into option 2. Gen 4 remakes.
When I tell
Instant
you
Shoulder.
none of the Pokemon were Gen, there are almost 1,000 Pokemon. I think 3, 4 of the Pokemon of the 20 that were on that cabinet was a Pikachu, a different version of Pikachu. We'll count that as 1.
Right.
A Lapras, a Slowpoke, and a Mewtwo.
And an Eevee.
Oh yeah, and an Eevee. So 5. So let's say there are 30 Pokemon.
Also,
on that
there were
table.
also, by the way, top left corner, Ampharos, Sudowoodo, and Politoed.
Yeah, which is the Johto version of Poliwag.
Right.
So let's say there are 30 Pokemon there. 25 of those Pokemon are all Johto.
Yeah, like
There are 800 plus Pokemon.
And like,
This is deliberate.
no, plus those other ones, those weren't Gen 4 exclusive. Those are from older gens, I thought, right? Like
Well,
Lapras
they're
isn't
all
from...
they're all from the first gen.
Yeah, so it's like they're not Gen 4 Pokemon.
All right, you can explain each of them. Pikachu because it's Pikachu. Eevee because Eevee's now the second mascot.
Exactly.
Lapras because I guess Lapras is important to them. That's the wild card. Mewtwo because it's Mewtwo. It's the legendary.
Right.
And then Slowpoke because the Isle of Armor and
Right.
So do you want to know why?
Please.
Slowpoke, Slowpoke Swell,
Slowking.
and Slowking. Ampharos, no wait, okay, Mewtwo was, it's just a very big legend, like,
That's just
like,
Mewtwo.
It's the most iconic.
I mean,
legendary
like, it's
Pokemon.
really, like, one of the final bosses in post-game, because you can't do it unless you beat the Elite Four
yeah,
again.
it is the post. And then
Lapras is actually, just like Sudowoodo, is actually a mon you can obtain in the wild, like, as an encounter. Like, as a, static encounter.
yes.
In the Union Cave.
Yeah, that's true.
And then even Pikachu, obviously, Let's Go. So, the
There you go.
thought...
It's Gen 2. It's Gen 2 Let's
It's
Go
just
games.
Gen
So,
Bet
so
me.
the
It's just
thought,
Gen 2.
so the thought is here, and this is my thought. And this is because, as we know, Nintendo they are trolls at Nintendo. They are so it could have rubbed off on Ishihara just to be like, let's fuck with them and think it's a Let's Go game the whole week. Let's fuck with them. And then they reveal Gen 4 remakes.
That'd be amazing, but like, I think it's a 1% chance.
I think it is more than a 1% chance.
1.1.
I think that it is a.
I
I think we're.
clean 2.5.
Okay. I am gonna put Let's Go the new them being Let's Go games. I'm putting at a big 60%.
That's it.
Kyle.
You're
Okay,
insane.
fine.
You don't know how to
70%.
70.
No.
90.
At least.
I'll go 80.
It starts at 90.
Actually,
my
no.
guy.
I'm not even going to give credence to the idea that it's not. 100.
Yeah, I'll
100%.
give you 99.99%. I'll
Okay.
give you that.
I'm willing to bet money.
I'm saying it's the most likely option, but I'm saying,
No,
but
that's too
in
low.
my hopes and dreams, I have to think.
Hopes and dreams don't win Vegas, baby.
And I know, but I just want these to happen. So let's just talk about the idea.
In this wonderful universe.
In this wonderful
there's
universe.
No war, there's no famine. There's no racism. We get a Gen 4 remake out of this.
Yeah, and we also get Tubi and Gino in Fighters Pass 2.
Alright, you're getting a little too far for yourself, buddy. Let's
Relax.
stick with it. Let's stay in reality before we ascend.
Okay.
Alright, in this world where all is right in the world.
In this world, we're always right.
Everything is perfect. There's
Gen 4 remakes, I'm gonna go out on a limb. Megas are back. I'm gonna go out on a limb. We are going to get expansions.
Wait, don't forget the
for
most
DLC.
important thing: a step in the right direction. Don't forget that.
We are gonna get Pokemon following us, so it will be in fact a step in the right direction, and also movable camera for the whole game, other than in buildings. So again, step in the right direction. Got it. We did it, boys. Anyways, there is, and also Megas, Primals. We just go back to what made 6th generation pretty bomb.
Yeah, and 3rd generation remake's good.
No, I'm saying like I think like Gen 6 is kind of underwhelming because it didn't have either sequels or like the definitive version. However, what they add into the game and like going into 3D itself, pretty good, I'd say, for a 3DS game. However, it doesn't help you with 7th gen.
Okay, so this is something that's very much not an important feature. But I guess they probably would. Do you think in Gen 4 they'll have like customizable avatars? Because like Gen 3 didn't do that, right?
No, it didn't.
Right. So
But the thing is like,
just-
they didn't have a lot of it in Gen 6.
That's true, but
And then they added more features into. I thought Yo-Yo.
I feel like maybe they could just have the option. You could use the
was
preset
over there.
Peoples, Lucas, or Don, or you can make your own person. So I'm like,
Well,
Don,
they're not
like,
gonna do that, but you're most likely gonna be able to like customize your person.
Maybe. There's like on Don's outfit.
Because it's gonna be from the same from the Sword and Shield engine, which is really the 3DS engine. But you know,
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
let's talk about some other possibilities.
What else? What else?
Not like these are like
No, but I mean, like, what other crackpot theories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and these are ones I've seen online. These are ones that
Okay.
I've come up with.
Gotcha.
That I've seen.
Granted, if I go, what the fuck? I'm not shooting the messenger. I'm just
Don't shoot the messenger on this one because I haven't even played this.
okay. Light
The
on me.
thought is because of the box art had Espeon, Umbreon, and the 3 dogs, Colosseum.
All right, that sounds cool.
Green
Colosseum
It's-
is really cool.
Colosseum does have a lot of Johto Pokemon.
And not only that, Colosseum, it's also something you can hide in plain sight. Especially if you do an XD Gale of Darkness and Colosseum together, because you get an Eevee.
Yeah, why is
that
there
you
a
can
dark
evolve.
Pikachu? What the heck is that?
Shadow Pokemon is the other option to that theory because there was a dark Pikachu.
Yeah, but Shadow Pokemon aren't dark. They just have dark auras.
No, but that was the point of them just being like, all right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was to hide it in plain sight.
And one of the
So do you mean a remake or new one?
We don't know.
Like
I would imagine remake.
I would say it's a remake of either
Yeah.
both or just Colosseum,
Mm-hmm.
or it is a new one. I'm leaning towards the other one. It's something you can hide in plain sight. And he said, again, I have to preference this, project.
Right.
This could be something we have we don't know what it could be.
It's like it in before it's Johto Pokemon helping you exercise or something.
We don't know.
Like
that's so
See, I
he's
have that thought run through my
just
head, and I'm
imagine.
scared of willing it.
because
into
he
existence.
said project. Now
that's too cute and vague.
that will lead into the rest of these. As we know, because they said it during, I believe, the meeting last year when they revealed Detective Pikachu 2, Pokemon Sleep, whatever, etc. They revealed they're working with Tencent.
What's that?
Tencent are the people that own that have a very big share in Epic Games. I'm pretty
I thought
sure.
they just own it. I thought they just owned Epic Games.
I don't believe they do, but they're very big.
Yeah, they're a Chinese mega corporation.
They are a Chinese mega corporate. They're very big.
Yeah, they have a lot of money, like a lot of money, like an endless amount.
Oh.
Yeah, like they could just do anything. They're like
Buy what they
they've
want.
literally. I'm pretty sure they've like refunded entire games. They've like completely funded games before. Like they'll do a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fucking money.
they've literally pay developers just to keep it on their store for a certain amount of time.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that's
They
just money they're just throwing away.
they developed Call of Duty Mobile.
That's a thing. I've never heard of that.
I believe it.
They own they own PUBG.
Oh.
They have full ownership of Riot Games, Funcom, Sharkcom, which is an ex-Ubisoft developer, the people that made Path of Exile, Supercell. They own 40% of Epic Games.
40%.
Japanese publisher, 20% of Japanese publisher Marvelous, which were the reason why Daemon X Machina couldn't be shown on YouTube. Fun fact. They own 15% of Glue Mobile. 13.54. Yes, that's a real number. Percent of Kako Games, a South Korean publisher. 9% of Frontier Developments, 5% of Activision Blizzard, and the parent company of Activision Blizzard and King.
They own the people that own Blizzard.
Who they also own 5%
They
of.
have
So,
5%.
so it's Activision Blizzard, and I read it wrong. It's Activision Blizzard who owns Activision Blizzard and King. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
They
say
own
that makes a
5%
lot
of
more sense.
Swedish publisher Paradox Interactive, 5% of France's Ubisoft, purchased from Vivendi following Vivendi's failed something. 1% of South Korean publisher
I thought he was gonna say South Korea.
Bluehole, the publisher of PUBG.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Majority ownership of Switzerland-based mobile game developer Miniclip.
Jesus
Anybody who
Christ.
remembers that. Capital investment in Japanese developer Platinum Games.
Bro.
And minority share in German developer Jager Development. They also have stuff in television and cinema, comics, music, etc. They do a lot.
How do they have the money?
They're literally an infinite amount of money.
Because they probably invested in Epic Games before Fortnite and then got all of that money.
And I think it's like, I don't even know, because they also have,
So-
they own a lot of like other websites and stuff that a lot of people use.
Yeah, they are the
Like-
reason Platinum Games are able to make like a lot of like a lot like publish their own games and stuff. Like they're the reason the Wonderful 101 pretty much exists on its
That
own.
was
No, I know it's a Kickstarter, but it's pretty much like they were gonna release it anyways. You know it was done already beforehand, like the port,
What would be the point of the Kickstarter then?
They made it
to add more stuff to it
Oh.
that they needed to work on. But Tencent pretty much was like that was like the first thing they really helped them with. Like they're helping Project A Go-Go, they're helping like all this other stuff. So
Yeah, it's dangerous waters when you're accepting help.
So the
from-
first thing, so the first thing that came to mind is they made the engine, the Let's Go engine. They're just gonna work on they're just working on Let's Go Johto, which by the way, what's beyond me, because of this project that Tencent and Pokemon are making, Tencent is making their own Tencent LA studio. So this is something big.
That shit's terrifying. I'm gonna be honest.
So this is big. So this project, again, could just be something we just don't know about that just involves a lot of Johto or Gen 1 mods. And we just don't know yet.
Who knows?
The second thing is, this could also be another phone game. What if this is... So my first thought on the phone game, because I thought about it this morning, was they really wanted to get into the phone game market. Pokemon
I
in general.
will not brush my teeth, Pokemon. You can't
I already
make
downloaded
me.
the app.
You did.
I literally saw that and I was like, well, I guess I gotta download that. And I haven't used it, but I downloaded it
That's
immediately.
hilarious.
So my first thought was, and I don't think this is gonna be what Tencent does for Pokemon. My first thought was, I remember reading that Pokemon really wanted to get into mobile, that they wanted the Switch, the hybrid console, to fail. So that way they didn't have to develop games for it. So my first thought was, what if they were just porting the Gen 1 and 2 to mobile? And I was just like, that's definitely not what it is. But I could see it, like, that goes to mobile and it goes to Switch. They're not gonna, like, they're not gonna waste money just putting it in a virtual console. They're just gonna make them released. The other idea that I had was because I saw what they were developing it for. And they mentioned, I believe it was artists, music people, whatever, and they mentioned a lot of anime and manga stuff. So when I said I gave a hint away about what my crackpot... This is my crackpot theory, so you laugh all you want. And I'm just putting it out there in the world just in case I'm right, and I know this is like a negative 1% chance of happening. But if it happens, I will literally freak out.
He's like, I will shit my pants.
I will literally shit my pants. If we get a manga adaptation of the Pokemon Adventure games on the Switch, and that's what Tencent was making.
Oh, you mean a video game adaptation of the manga? What you meant, right?
That's right. It's not gonna happen,
No.
but I want to put it out there in the world, just so that way maybe it can. Just
Level with me here. Alright. We're having a lot of fun here.
We are. It's not happening. I just
No,
want
I
to put it
know,
out there.
I know, but I wanna... I'm gonna be the little nail in this balloon. So you're saying a video game adaptation of the Pokemon Adventures manga?
Yeah, cause what's their
Wait,
names are.
Hold on. Isn't that just Gen 1? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Pokemon Adventures takes place in Kanto, right? With Gen 1 Pokemon. Based around a game called Gen 1 that had no narrative in it. And it filled in the narrative. That's like... Wait, hold on. Let me think about this.
So they would add
No, that's like him saying they're making an anime version of the One Piece game. Wouldn't that just be One Piece?
They actually did that with Fate Grand Order.
That's different, though.
How?
That's its own thing. That's separate. Like, Fate Order
Oh, I
is
thought
not
you
the same as Fate Stay Night.
No, yeah, but a lot of the anime stuff that's coming out, like from what Brandon told me, or a lot that has come out, is directly
that
from
anime
the
is based off the video game, but that video game has very little to do with the actual Fate Stay Night property, is what I'm saying. Aside from some lookalike
But there are a
characters,
lot
it's
more, but I thought there were like anime that were coming out for the game.
Yes, no, there are anime.
So it's happening anyways.
but that's different.
No, the
though.
game is not like the anime. It's not an adaptation of it. It's like
No,
its own
no,
No,
thing.
but
The
there are
anime
but
is an
there is
adaptation.
the mobile version that are getting game that
No,
there
yes.
is the mobile game that is getting an anime adaptation based off of the story mode of that game.
Yes, but
that's
So it
story
has
mode.
but it has happened.
No, but you know what? No, this is different
Kyle,
though.
that story
because
mode is its own story mode. What you are saying is you want an
The Gen 1
video
already
game.
exists.
We started at a video game.
Yes.
We got a manga.
Yes.
You want the manga to have a video game version of itself. Let's
manga
go
just-
back to the one step ago when the manga was an adaptation
of the video game.
I thought you were gonna say we're getting an anime based off of it, and like that would be
because
cool.
the video game of Adventures would just be Generation 1.
But it would also have a story.
That's the only difference.
And
Yeah, but-
what if it wasn't like Pokemon? What if it played something different?
Like what?
I don't know.
What
I
are they
was
gonna do
throwing
if they
out
have
an
random points in the
idea.
story? They're gonna go, here's your Bulbasaur.
Is your Bulbasaur.
This is Red caught it in issue 3, and that's kind of where you are right now. Here you go.
I was throwing out an
Can I
idea.
catch a
Okay?
Butterfree? No.
People already like make fun of Pokemon for having too much fucking dialogue. Now we want a story-driven RPG. Like, I don't understand.
Look, we already had Conquest, so
That's not a Pokemon game though. It's a spin-off.
I don't know.
That's a
I
Fire
threw
Emblem game.
out an
Listen,
idea.
you gave us license to make fun of you. You
I
said
did.
that.
I
You
did.
said
You're
this
right.
was your
Yeah.
own.
Had you said don't make fun of me, we wouldn't be here. Probably.
That's true.
Probably
But
not.
honestly,
But-
this just creates content,
That's
which
right.
is really funny.
That's right.
So
So you didn't think that.
Generation. Like,
Yeah.
listen, adapt to Generation 1 adaptation into Generation 1.
anyways,
So full circle.
the other option is we get a new stadium game because we got Snap.
It's true.
And that could be an option.
New stadium.
The one I think that has even more, like, and as sad as this is, and just because of the whole Tencent thing just came to light, like, more it did before.
But it's not like Tencent owns Pokemon companies. So
No, but this picked up traction, and we know that they're developing their own studio.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean Pokemon. Like,
No, they have their own studio and their first product specifically is this game. So, at least that's what we know about. We don't even know if it is a Tencent Pokemon studio. We don't know the specifics. We do know they're having they're opening their very own studio to at least produce this game. We don't know if it's going to be permanent. We don't know anything. We just know that it is going to be developed at this LA studio. So my thought from this is it could just be a game with Generation 1 and 2 Pokemon, because we did see both of them, but it's an entirely different game that none of us know about, because he said new project. And the Tencent game is a new project. I think this is even a contender before Gen 4 remakes. That could be announced. Because this doesn't even have to be a video game, because they own a lot.
Wait, what would it be if it wasn't a video?
I don't know.
A video game adaptation of the manga.
Right. Because it's like, why? No, but like, because like when we have these like Pokemon directs or whatever,
The anime and card game doesn't get talked about.
True.
yeah, that's.
But this
usually
isn't
separate.
a direct. It's Pokemon per se.
I understand that, but like,
Again, I don't know.
How cool would it be? This is actually something I think would be cool. If we got the Pokemon trading card game video game.
that would be cool. I'm
'Cause there is
surprised
one.
They've never. Yeah, but they've like that was
And
like
they
a long time
remade it
ago.
for like
Yeah, so
Gen
what they
5,
made-
I
yeah, that
think.
would actually be
Or
really
they made
cool.
like a new one for Gen 5, but like.
Or like, give me a
not
mobile
doing
game
well.
that is the TC
trading card
yeah,
game?
Why not?
Duel Links.
So
Yeah,
the,
like
so
Duel
the
Links
thing
for
is
Pokemon.
like they could be announcing
I would
something
play it. I'd try it
completely
out.
new
Yeah.
that is a video game like thing. Like, you know how they had like what if it was like, I don't know, like something with like how they have Amiibo
Mm-hmm.
and like it has
Buy
something to
all
do with that.
800 of them.
Yeah. Although like now I really want a Pokemon trading card game.
Card game.
Like I want
Card game,
I want a
video
phone
game.
game now. Like especially if it's not made by fucking Game Freak, because like they're Lord knows they will do like
Well, as far as
they'll make
we
it like a
as far as we know,
0.1%,
Yeah. For Pikachu.
yeah, for like to get anything you want, like probably.
so just to get back to what the premise of this, the most likely option is it's gonna be Let's Go, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. Let's Go game will be developed by Tencent. Just because they have the engine, and Pokemon and the Game Freak wants to work on an entire like their expansion and everything.
And just have Tencent work on their shit.
Tencent will work on this shitty game.
The worst part is it's gonna sell very, very well because Let's Go sold very.
It has,
No, well, my
it
thought
has
is,
the
I don't think it
Pokemon
will.
that's gonna sell. Really, you think the word Pokemon will not sell? Has that ever
Sort of
happened?
The
Sure.
problem is that like
That's impossible.
Pokemon Let's Go put a very sour taste in people's mouths after playing it.
I don't think it matters.
So I think that there's just gonna. I think it's gonna be gradual, but I think it's compared to the 10 million it sold, 11 million it sold. I think it's only gonna be like 8 million, 7 million, and I know that that's still a lot, especially compared to a lot of other Switch games. I'm just saying it's gonna be not a lot for what Pokemon has done.
Yeah. Like,
That's all I'm trying to say with it. So, to recap, it's gonna be Let's Go. I think it could be developed by Tencent. More likely than not, it won't.
Yeah.
I think the second bet isn't Gen 4 remakes. I think it's whatever the fuck Tencent is working on. Actually, thinking about it a lot more, and then I think it's Gen 4 remakes.
I'm not gonna lie. Your crackpot theory was one of the funniest things I've heard all week. And
All
I really want it to happen because I really want them to act like they don't know what Gen 1 is.
No. I want them to act as if we don't know what manga is.
I would love it if the translator goes, Pokemon Adventures is a manga or a Japanese comic book.
God.
I
what I
would die.
Oh no.
I'd be like, learn me more about this manga. they're in black and white, and they read them they go the wrong way.
The wrong way. Oh god.
Like, whoa, you're getting real
Chill.
uppity, man.
Yeah. No.
So again,
Whoa,
we
no
don't
way.
know what this is. I think it's gonna. I honestly am now just thinking, it's just gonna be something that has Generation 1, 2, Generation 1 and Generation 2 Pokemon in it already. Maybe they'll add Generations 3, 4, 5, whatever. Eventually, and it's just a mobile game that's very big. That's also on Switch. That's just being made by Tencent, and I just don't know what it is. Or it could just be a console game made by Tencent, and it could be something completely different than what we're used to. Again, this new project thing almost makes me think it could be something completely different from Let's Go. However, the background of his whole entire background makes me think otherwise.
It's Let's Go.
Final answer. Let's go Meryl. Let's go Togepi. What about you guys?
Yes.
Let's go Meryl. Let's go Lugia Jr. and Ho-Oh Jr.
Yeah, I'm also.
If you get
let's
that
go
right,
Lugia and Ho-Oh.
I'm laughing my ass off.
Oh my god, I will be so happy and so mad because I'm not buying the game. I would have been so right, and I won't buy it.
Oh man, I won't buy it either.
I mean, yeah.
But if they reveal Gen 4 remakes, I'm popping.
Yeah, unless the mainline generations become incredible, the only Pokemon game I'm ever buying is Gen 4 remakes. I'm never buying a Pokemon game again.
Dude, honestly.
I don't give a shit.
Next time a Pokemon game, because they always come out with like other cool shit coming out. Like I'm not buying anything.
Okay.
If like something cool's coming out in your Pokemon, I'll be like, I'm buying that when I buy it.
Yeah, like Gen 8 sucks. Like I if it's not like $20 or less, I would not pay money.
I'd say
Which it will.
I'd say Gen 8 is better than Gen 7 and Gen 6. However,
I don't agree with Gen 6. I agree with Gen 7 all the way.
I'd say it is the third worst Pokemon game, and that is saying, and it is only followed by very close Generation 3, and then Generation 7. Generation 7, probably my least favorite overall.
Me too. That one sucks.
You hate Emerald more than
No,
you said third worst. So
no, I said I hate 7 more than 3. That's
So
what I was
6,
saying.
your second least
6
favorite.
is 4th for me. I personally like it more, but I think objectively 8 is better.
Oh, okay.
really, that's actually interesting.
Although I love Megas.
Yeah, that's how I was like, wow. The game was super short. Like it
Are
just
both of your
ends.
guys' favorite Pokemon Platinum? Gen 4? I cry alone in my...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both
I-
platinum guys.
It's definitely for me. It's like
Fine.
platinum, like Black 2 White 2.
I
Black
also
and White.
love how in platinum, and this is the only time they've done it, the boxes were black instead of white.
What boxes?
Your HP boxes,
Oh.
which I found super cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And like every other gen, it's just like, nope, it has to be like a white box unless you make it your own, and it's just like, no, but my HP looks cool.
HP looks cool.
It looks super
Doesn't
clean.
Black and White have black HP thingies?
Yeah, it does. With red.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe
It depends on the version though. I think 'cause if you play white, is it still black? I don't actually know.
I don't know. It's been forever.
Yeah, because I've only ever played the one with Zekrom in it, so
That's
just always
white and
then,
black too.
exactly. So I'm like, I don't know if it's different than the other ones. No idea.
It's so annoying.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
the sequel of White is White too, but they aren't the same.
Exactly. Like if you want Zekrom in the sequels, you have to play.
Like, did you
Black,
know
yeah.
that in Pokemon Black version, the Dragon City is futuristic? Like, you know when you go to the 8th gym badge,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like an old looking town.
Yeah.
But
But then
like
in-
if you play Black 2, it is because in
Yeah.
Black it's futuristic and
Exactly.
in White it's like old
Which makes
timey.
no sense what's going on, but yeah. That's like why like at least be consistent. Like if you're gonna put Zekrom here and then make whatever happened with Zek over there, make it consistent. But whatever.
Because like it is consistent. Because like,
You know,
you're
I
supposed
miss-
to get ends Pokemon.
I just have to say, I miss that in Pokemon. When, like, you're able to, like...
I miss version different. I get version differences suck ass, but
They
at least there were differences.
I
Other
don't
than legendaries.
I'd rather.
I miss
I'm
that, like,
down with
legendaries were... I miss that when legendaries weren't exclusive. Like, I remember in Diamond and Pearl, you could get the other one at, like, level 70.
Yeah.
And it was so
That
cool.
was so cool.
Heart Gold Soul Silver. You
Yeah,
get the
that's
other
right.
I
That's
think
so
they
much
changed
better.
it in Black 2, White 2. Because you could get Zekrom in Black and White.
Like I know this is probably an
Yes,
unpopular.
you can.
No, you couldn't get one. You couldn't get both of them. And
No, on Cerebi, I remember looking it up.
No, you can't get like in black and white. You can't get.
yeah, like
the
you
other
get Zekrom, you can't get Russian.
I'm
just
not
straight
ending
up
this
game.
video until we
Because
until I look this
So
up.
you're supposed to play Black 2 and White 2 and get the other one.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't like. Or the one thing.
Oh, then again, yeah, then the version difference incentivizes.
Yeah, I don't like the version differences. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, it might as well then be different and then be which dog do you want on the front.
Basically,
Yeah,
like
and
I'm more down. Like I'm fine with legendary, like the main legendary being fine, whatever. But like when other Pokemon are different, it's like that's so lame. It's
I have to
super
read
lame.
this because I was right.
Really, how do you get Zekrom?
If, when you reach the end of the game, you have a maxed party and maxed boxes, the game will progress without you needing to capture Reshiram and Zerkram. The previous game will not capture.
No, that-
wait,
No, it doesn't give you the other one. That's just saying what happens if you physically can't catch them.
Yeah, which good luck. I mean, that's a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of boxes.
You need to catch like catch
Buy.
hundreds of them.
Soon.
Now eventually, Gen
soon.
9.
Yeah, that'll be like your pay for Pikachu.
Yeah.
It's $100.
$10.
Bro, he's like $100. He's worth a lot. He's our
No,
mascot.
imagine
You gotta pay
boot
money.
up the game and then instead of putting your credit
It
card.
says that you could just capture them in Dragon Spiral Castle at the end of the game.
No, that's if you didn't get them. That's where they
The
go
other-
if you didn't get Zekrom in the final battle.
Oh, I'm
They-
stupid.
Yeah, because
They're not saying both of them. It's just saying
Yeah.
if you play white, that's where Zekrom's going to go. If you play black,
Gen 4 was the last time they did that.
Yes.
They let you catch the other one, which is
Then they
super
realized,
cool.
oh,
You're
'cause
right,
you go-
you guys are
Yeah,
right.
you go back
I'm
to
wrong.
Spear Pillar.
Just forget everything I've ever said.
Kyle's like, I'm just going to edit that
Yeah.
part out of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna just
It's like, I have the power.
No, I'm
Power.
not going to because that's funny. So
Well, he threw the glasses on. It's time to
Yeah,
get smart.
although, remember in like Gen 4 how there's like some Pokemon that are exclusive to Diamond and Pearl and you can't get them in Platinum?
That shit
Why?
was stupid.
Why would you do that?
Oh, they
This is
did that in
the definitive
Emerald.
version.
Yeah, Emerald's like
they did that in
so
Emerald.
they-
You
I
couldn't get a
didn't know that.
Mawile and you couldn't get a Zangoose.
Oh, really? Okay. That's crazy.
I love Zangoose. Come on.
You might have not been able to
Said
get
it
either
from
Puzzle
Poker.
or Mine in either, which
Okay,
I found
great.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
and you couldn't get Meditite or Metacam.
That's weird.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
And then in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, they were just like in all three versions.
Yeah, because like I know in Platinum you can't get Honchkrow. There might be other ones.
No, you can't. You can only get him in Diamond.
Yeah, which is what the heck?
What about Mischievous? Was that a Pearl
Oh,
exclusive?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get that in Platinum either.
No, yeah.
What the hell?
No, I
Like,
thought you could get Murkrow in Platinum and
Nope.
same
no,
with Mystery.
you can't.
No.
You can't.
What?
Yeah, they're exclusive to the other version. What the fuck? Ugh.
That's weird. That is weird.
There was even an episode of Pokemon because they both evolved with the Dusk Stone. It was a little boy and a little girl, and they each had one. And they were arguing over who should evolve their Pokemon. I was like, man, just fucking. Why don't you take it, touch your Pokemon with it, and go fuck you? My Murkrow evolved.
What if the two Pokemon touch it at the same time?
They explode.
They fuse.
They
fuse.
or they half evolve, and they're like Honchkrow gets like really fat, and it's like, ugh, and then the
Oh,
Mischievous
God.
is like losing its form. I mean, it's a ghost. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They walk a fine line
So-
what ghost types
Yeah.
actually are.
Fuck.
Does anybody else have anything?
Almost
to
Magic.
s-
Ruined your run.
Does
Yeah.
anybody else have anything to say
Yeah.
about any of the topics that we discussed?
No.
I really want the Pokemon trading card game video game.
I have one thing. Only one thing. Step in the right direction. That's it.
Step in the right
Can
direction.
we just wish that all of these games just take a step in the right direction?
Right there, right in the right way, right direction.
Yeah, just whatever right is, that direction.
Whichever way I'm supposed to be going, that's the way I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
According to Pokemon.
Remember,
Eventually, after I
yeah.
take everything else out.
Because remember though, just because you're right doesn't mean you're
Correct.
correct. You have to remember that. So be careful.
Yes. Honestly, though, that's actually what
No.
Pokemon is right now. I mean, you added them all back, but just because you're right does not mean you're
You're
correct.
correct. That's right.
But the problem is that this is going to be Pokemon from now on.
It's always been Pokemon, but I think Pokemon's just like
I think we grew up.
yeah.
Well, I'm if this is the way Pokemon's going, I'm excited to save $60 every
Yeah.
year.
Because like if we were like younger right now, we'd be like, yo, let's go buying all the
We'd
Pokemon
be
games.
10. We'd be like, so gamers, what's Gen 9 looking
Yeah,
like?
exactly.
Rather than like, so gamers, how's Game Freak gonna hurt us?
Yeah. Like, fuck this.
I don't know. I
franchise.
feel like when Generation 3 came out, it was kind of hype.
A step in the right direction.
No.
Would you say?
It was two
Would you
steps
say?
in the right direction.
No
That's
correction.
gonna be the next versus
No,
shirt.
next
Step in the
correction.
right
Step in
direction.
the right direction.
3 steps
Get-
in the right
Ooh,
direction.
Oh.
upgrading.
No,
Well,
because
Game
Generation
Boy just
3,
gets
get it?
Oh.
I think that
Can that just be the motto of the whole channel? Can I just
Step in the
God.
right
direction?
We're
Is that just a
trying.
catchphrase now?
we're
like, step in
trying.
the right direction.
We're getting there. When are you
I-
getting there?
I feel like. Well, I feel like Pokemon used like I feel like they went in the step in the right direction. For Generation 5, and then that sold the least amount, and then all of a sudden they're just like, all right, let's just do these. Let's just create these gimmicks and these half-assed games because we don't care anymore, which is true because I'm just gonna point this out. Team A worked on Town, Little Town Hero. Team B worked on Pokemon.
That's a little weird. Have
That's
the B team.
kind of weird to have your B team work on Pokemon.
I mean, I feel like from Game Freak's perspective, it makes a lot of sense.
because the Pokemon Company forces them to have a new game every year, and now they have DLC. Which, by the way, DLC could last 2 years if they make them 6 months apart for 4 DLC.
Plus,
passes.
it's like if Game Freak knows that they can put out a worse product and make a shit ton of money, then it's like, why bother putting your A team on it? Why? What's the point? They're not incentivized. There's no reason to. You could not possibly think of a good reason that actually matters. That would be like, oh yeah, we gotta put all our effort into it. Like, who cares? Who gives a shit? They'll make money either way.
And my thought with
It's
that
depressing,
is
but-
they saw what Little Town Hero did. They said, fuck, we're never leaving this Pokemon bubble.
They're like,
And they
DLC.
actually kind of put some effort into creating the DLC.
I don't know. I think Pokemon's in a really weird place right now.
It
It's
is.
interesting because it's not gonna leave it because everyone's gonna buy it.
Exactly, because it's like the series is getting worse, but making more money. So it's like
Because
What
now
other
it's on the
series does
Switch.
that?
Yeah,
I
right.
can't even think of one. Like,
The
how?
worse it gets, the
Who
better
does
it
that?
sells.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's usually a death
I mean,
sentence.
Pokemon in general has never made like huge improvements, but like this
Don't
is
sell
getting
well.
significant. It's
But
getting worse.
the
Like,
problem,
I don't know.
So the problem with it being on consoles,
that's
I
the thing.
can't- So the problem with it being on consoles is you get so much more attention that things are going to be like put out like you're gonna get more sales, sure, but there are a lot more people that are going to see the flaws because it's like
yeah,
this can run Doom on the Switch.
yeah. That's the
And this is what I have right now.
that's the thing is that like because it's a console. Like before on handheld, oh well, it's on a handheld, so of course it can't look good.
Yeah,
but it's like
now it's
you're
like,
on a console
play
that
it on
can run
this
Breath
thing.
of the fucking Wild, so you don't have that.
So
excuse
so
anymore.
now the thing
And
is
then
like
meanwhile, Intelligent Systems is like Warriors Engine.
the only thing that I can hope is with and I
They're
can't
like, we don't care.
and just
Yeah.
because now it's a meme and I
That
love
game
to
hurts.
say this and now because it's a step in the right direction. My hope is that is once Corona's over, they're actually able to work in the same building as Nintendo. Nintendo will help them, and it will actually be a pretty decent product because I think Pokemon, after all of the criticism, every single news site gave it because the fucking tree. Because there weren't going to have every mod. Because there weren't going to have Megazord Z moves back. I think and I can't believe I even put Z moves in the same
Yeah, in the upper echelon. Of
the upper echelon of what I just said. But I said it.
Pokemon. Yeah.
The
I
true step
think-
in the right direction.
I think that Nintendo is going to have a bigger part in creating Pokemon games, especially if Nintendo's probably they moved into a bigger building, a new building with Game Freak. I think that they are going to hire more people. They are probably going to work with Game Freak, but they are probably going to be working on other games. Like, let's say, what happens if maybe Intelligent Systems gives a couple of guys over to help with Pokemon, Monolith Soft to help with Pokemon, the Breath of the Wild visuals team to help with it when they're done with Breath of the Wild 2. I'm hopeful Gen 9 is the game I want it to be. However, with a gimmick that I'm gonna hate. Because I'm not gonna give them
Can't
full
escape.
credit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them some credit.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the next games are good because I want to play Pokemon again. Like, I've been playing Gen 4, and I'm like, this game is fucking. Like, I like Pokemon, man, but like,
Honestly, that's why I want to win the title, and then I want to win the title, and then I want Nick to win the contenders match because I had a really good idea for
play
Nick.
all the Pokemon games.
This is what happens when a fan guesses it.
You're right. That's what happened.
Way to fucking spoil it. Anyways, if you guys have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
If I'm correct, how long have we been doing this for? Like
2 hours. Hold on. I'm gonna stop it at 2 hours 30 minutes.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
He's like, we gotta wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.